It's Audio Synchronicity, live. With your hosts, Andres Perez.
Hello, people of the internet. This is Kaiju Noir here.
And Brayton Connor.
He was playing peekaboo with me with like a waffle or something. It was really weird.
And now, Kaiju Noir presents Audio Synchronicity, live.
Hello, people of the internet. This is Andres Perez, aka Kaiju Noir here, with the year-end holiday special for Audio Synchronicity Live. Here with
May
me.
all acquaintance be forgotten.
Merry Hanukkah, Brayton?
Yeah, there you go. That works. And a Merry Christmas to you, Andres. Let's be giving here.
Thank you very much, man. It is a festive time this year where all good men come, men, women, and children, to celebrate the best qualities but most likely the worst qualities as well. During the holidays, we have Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. I'm sure they throw
another thing,
and a second
winter solstice.
Yeah. I'm sure Dia de los Muertos was like the month prior. I'm sure Ramadan is thrown in there somehow. Maybe that's a couple months earlier or not. But yeah, it is the holidays. I am back in America to celebrate this time of year with my family like I did the previous year. And since we are near the end of 2017, I thought it would be an appropriate time to have our monthly recording live streaming session of Audio Synchronicity in order to look back on the crazy year that was 2017, because this was quite a crazy time, because I thought you really couldn't top 2016. But you know what? You always have fate coming in saying, "Hold my beer."
I was just gonna say, 2017 looked at what 2016 destroyed and is like, "I got this. Let me just take care of this."
and Lydia Cerebro said, "You forgot Frieza Day, dude." Oh, of course, Frieza Day.
Oh no! See, now we're gonna get hounded by the internet because we forgot Frieza Day.
I know. I mean, that is how horrible of us to not be inclusive towards all cultures.
Right, exactly. How dare you? This is somehow all your fault, Andres.
Yeah, I know.
I take no responsibility.
It's like, yeah, your people have been given the blame enough throughout history.
I know. I can't get a break, so I'm taking my break now.
Meanwhile, as Mexicans, we get the blame for everything, according to certain people.
Yeah,
we're the blame to everyone's problems in America.
See, when you're a triple minority, Andres, being a Canadian, a gay, and a Jew, it's a hard life. So you gotta sneak in your breaks every time you can. And I'm taking a step back and saying, not my fault. Blame the Mexican is what I'm saying.
A hard knock life, wouldn't you say?
For me, yes. It's just been downhill ever since I was a little orphan with red curly hair. I couldn't. Yeah. I even tried out for Annie, and I didn't get the part. Damn it! No, that didn't happen. Or did it?
Who knows? Maybe there's some like all boys recital at some like Catholic all boys school that attempted to do a rendition of Annie.
Now that is a hard knock life there.
Yeah. Let's see. But anyways, thank you. Looks like we've already got quite a number of commenters. Here we have TL Lucario, we have Lydia Cerebros, Jordan Fazende. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing all of these names. Goji Army, the Michael Jackson Helm. Let's see, Cody Bratch. He was here since the very beginning. He's a loyal fan as always.
Yes.
Let's see. Thank you very much for the kind comments, Cody. Let's see. Lucario says Mecha May. Okay, yeah. I didn't know that was a holiday, but sure, yeah.
According to him, it is, Andres. And how dare you exclude him from this?
It's still real to me. Damn it. Yeah. So let's see. I'm gonna try to advertise this to social media right now. so that more people can join in. Let's see. It may take me a while, so can I trust you to vamp for a while for the audience?
Oh wow. Well, let's start by asking how was all of your 2017s? Everybody in the comments, how has this eventful year treated you? I hope it's treated you better than me, perhaps. But I hope everything's been well. I hope you've all been well. TL Lucardio wants to know if you're an Amazon.
Let's see. If I'm an Amazon?
Hey, question. Are you Amazon?
Are you Amazon?
Are you an Amazon goddess, Andre? Is what he's asking.
I wish I was.
Oh.
Yeah, he's okay. I figured it's a Kamen Rider reference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think a Kamen Rider Amazon. He is my favorite Kamen Rider, and he's essentially, what if Tarzan became a Japanese superhero?
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, where it's like a Japanese kid who was raised in the Amazon rainforest, and he turns to he's raised to be like a jungle guy, and he's given a magical arm bracelet that allows him to transform into Kamen Rider Amazon. And when he sees that a demon from the Amazon rainforest is going to Japan, he follows him back to his homeland of Japan to fight the demon and his army of smaller beast men.
That sounds amazing.
It is.
Complicated but amazing. I love it.
Yeah, that's what I love about like, especially when it comes to old school Japanese entertainment, is that no matter no idea is crazy. No idea is too crazy for them.
Right. It's just like a creativity geyser over there. Yeah,
absolutely, which is very ironic now, given the state of current Japanese entertainment.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lucario said it was short and canceled due to violence. You know what? I thought that Amazon had the perfect length for a series, because most of these shows tend to be like 50 episodes long. I honestly don't need that much content for a Monster of the Week, for a regular Monster of the Week formula. I feel like that can get very tiring very fast. Let's see. Yeah. Still sharing these. Let's see, anything else?
Crooked Lord just commented, you know what? I notice people always saying hello only to Andres. I'm going to do something new. Hi, Brayton. How are you? I'm great, man. Thanks for asking. And I'm even better now that you commented that. Yeah, what's the deal with Andres getting all the love? I need love too and affection.
It's like, haven't I been through enough in this lifetime?
I'm such an unfortunate human being, is what I am. I'm just a rain cloud.
Let's see.
TL Lucario brings up loss of net neutrality. Yes, that was a thing.
That's a funny thing. Like when I return to.
That's not funny. It's awful.
Okay, what? It's erotically funny.
There you go.
You know what is funny? The pie guy's face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's fun. That's really funny. Let's see, but when I first came back to America, Trump ended up getting elected president. Next time I return to America,
welcome to America.
The internet has net neutrality died. So I'm horrified.
Stop coming back. Leave. Just go.
I'm worried as to what the fuck is going to happen when I return to America for a third time next December.
Oh man.
It's like every time I return to America, it gets in a worse and worse condition.
You just cast a plague upon the land.
Once again, blaming everything on the Mexican.
Yeah. What the hell? What is with you people?
You see, I left America just so you guys can get your shit sorted out.
Right. You are the guy from The Lost World. I left America to get away from this.
Although, you know what? It's not. If 2017 has taught me anything, it's that even if you're all the way in Japan, you still cannot escape. Like, you cannot escape. Jordan, just stay away from America, Andres. You know what? I tried. That's why I went to Japan, man. not really. But it's like even moving all the way to Japan, you still can't escape the influence of Trump, given how often North Korea has been threatening the safety of Japan with their constant barrage of missile tests.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what, Japan better get started on their Gundam production soon. We need mobile suits ASAP right now.
Yeah, remember that video I made for you a while back with Trump's Gundam policy that he was going to make Japan great again? We need that in real life.
We're going to make Japan great again.
Yes.
We're going to make the best robots ever.
They're going to be super awesome with lasers. It's going to be tremendous, believe me.
And the kaiju, they're going to pay for it.
I can tell you that.
I can tell you. Yeah, well, you know what? I wonder if you should upload that video, although it will have zero context. Because
I feel like a lot of the things I share with you guys, if I just uploaded them, they would have zero context and just be confusing.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Anyway.
Whatever. Let's see.
But no, yeah, you need to stop trying to remake Eddie Murphy's Coming to America, Andres. It's just not working out.
Apparently, man. Apparently. Let's see. But since we were on that topic, I guess we really cannot talk about the craziness that was 2017 without talking about the orange elephant in the room.
It's just staring awkwardly at us from the corner with its tiny hands.
How does he stare at you with tiny hands?
I don't know.
Does
he
have,
manages somehow.
Fingers on his hands and he's staring at you with them.
Finger puppets, Andres. Finger puppets.
Finger puppets. He has like little finger puppets on his hands, and the finger puppets are all staring. All 10 of them are staring at you.
Yes, they all have the same expression. It's that squinty-eyed look, you know, with the pursed out lips. Yeah, that sort of thing.
Right.
He's doing the same thing. It's horrifying in concept.
It's unnatural.
It's unnatural and unchristian.
It's nonsense, I tell you.
There's no money worth this.
But yeah, this was the first year of this was the year that Trump was inaugurated as the latest president of America, of the United States of America, and it has been quite a ride for his first year in office. It felt like every single day was a new controversy coming out of the woodworks, where it's like it's like even whether or not you're in, it's like you cannot escape politics. It's like like you'd think that after the election people can just like hear the end of politics, but no, it just gets more and more crazy. More and more people are pissed off. Doesn't matter what side you're on. It's just like,
it's not even really a political issue. It's more of just like an existence issue that you can't escape. You can't escape from it. Like on either side, it's a constant for the last like 3 or 4 years. It's been that way. Yeah,
very, very true. And it's just like this big, large thing that's like looming over you, and
like communism.
Lucario, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not that I would know, of course.
Let's see. Nicholas Mace, I know you have a question there, but we're going to save the questions to the end once we're done with our look back at 2017. To Jordan, politics. Everywhere is politics.
Everything is politics.
Spooky Bones. I love this quote. Brayton, I want to know if you know where this came from. Do you think the reason God is in heaven is because he's scared of his own creations?
Oh my lord, that's from something, isn't it?
Yes, but it's from the least likely place. It's a brilliant line, but it's from like, really?
The Room? I don't know.
Spy Kids 2.
Really?
Yes, but from Steve Buscemi's character.
Oh my god, that's a great line from Spy Kids.
That line is too good for Spy Kids.
It is. I'm stealing it and using it in something worse in the future.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like every single decision Trump makes, it's like nobody is happy. And it's just one controversy over another. Like, remember the travel ban?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Of course, I already mentioned that he's constantly like antagonizing North Korea into potentially bombing Japan. It's like, hey man, I live here, all right.
Yes, we're gonna have a real life. Oh God, why am I blanking on the name? Dr. Strangelove on our hands.
Oh,
It's
God.
gonna be an issue. You can't fight in here. This is the war room.
I can fight however I want. I got the best fighting skills ever.
Yeah.
I was a master at Street Fighter, believe me.
I know more about fighting than the generals. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, like apparently he made like when he first entered office, he made like a really bad first impression with the FBI.
Yeah. Well, anyway, like to sort of swiftly attempt to get past the political stuff, the dangerous cloud looming over us at the start.
Right.
You know, it's been a thing where I've tried to remove myself from it, and I can't remove myself from it because it just finds me everywhere on TV, on social media, on everywhere I look.
Definitely
it's there.
Facebook.
Everywhere I look. Yes, it's there. So, but I try to remove myself from it for the most part. I'm a very political person, like a very politically opinionated person. But I've sort of realized that if I were to voice that online, I'm just going to be another voice shouting into the off a cliff.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's no talking reason to anybody on either side. So
absolutely right. It's like as soon as you upset someone, it's like as soon as you say something that disagrees with someone, because everybody has a different opinion on everything, and so disagreeing with someone is inevitable for any topic, be it politics or not. But when it comes to the internet, as soon as you say something that people happen to disagree with, it just opens up the floodgates for everyone to just like scream at you until thinking that their screaming will force you to adhere to their opinion.
Yeah, there's no platform for legitimate discussion on the internet, which is sad, but it's a fact.
Because that's what we need, discussion. You can't just shout at the other side and say, "Hey, you're
wrong. You're wrong.
I'm right. You're wrong."
Yeah.
End of discussion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's what like the whole. I feel like that's kind of what got us into this mess in the first place, because people aren't willing to sit down and talk like normal human fucking beings.
Right, and that's the case with a lot of issues. Almost every issue is that nobody is, and that's the only way progress gets done. Otherwise, it's just very counterproductive, and it leads you nowhere but down. So.
Yeah. And now we're just sitting here acting like we're much better than everyone else.
Right.
Well,
we're having a discussion.
Now we're just a couple of idiots on the just speaking our minds out on the internet.
Right. I mean, look at this thumbnail. I mean, if that doesn't just scream a couple of idiots, I don't know what does.
Do these two look like the kind of people that are qualified to talk about politics?
No. My picture is kind of like an overdramatic campaign photo, so maybe me, but then again I have a mullet, which totally, destroys my credibility.
Where did that photoshopped mullet came from?
No, that was my actual hair. That picture was from like a year ago when I had my mullet. It was bad, man.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Bad news. Yeah.
Let's see. I think Crooked had a previous comment. I hope the next election will be more of a battle dome instead of a boring debate.
I hope so. Spruce it up a little bit. Make it interesting. Bring the viewers in.
Cody Bratch. Oh, put it on pay-per-view. Oh, wait.
Exactly. Do like an American Gladiators style like challenge for them.
2 candidates enter, 1 will leave.
Yeah. That's what I want. Cody
Bratch says, must resist urge to make Trump comments. Oh, wait, this technically is one. Shit! Let's see, Goji Army. Bill Cosby, 2020.
Oh, dear. Well, I mean, would that be a step up? No, I don't know. That'd be a step in a direction.
Make America true again.
Make American pudding pops. What you say again? You say.
Let's see. Everybody, I want to give this cappuccino. Everyone gets free cappuccinos, you see.
Everyone gets free Al Pacinos. What did he say?
Free cappuccinos, you see. Free pudding pops for everyone.
Oh, this sounds amazing.
Little did you know, they all have like some. There are roofies in all in the pudding pops.
Oh no, we drank the Bill Cosby Kool-Aid. What have we done?
Let's see. And let's see more comments. Let's see. Bell from Crooked, Bell for future president, Jeffrey the Crooked Mouse as vice president. You know, I'm sure as potentially terrifying of a character as Crooked's Bell character is, I feel like she might end up being a better president than Trump.
Yeah, less polarizing, I would say.
Yeah, I feel like you being the editor for the last couple of videos, you're familiar enough with Belle's character.
I am. She's got a squeaky voice. You know, she's kind of evil at heart, but she means well. I think she'd be a fine politician.
She's just as selfish.
Yeah.
Let's see, and so I guess like slowly moving away from politics. What were the other crazy things that happened this year? Well, I guess like it's sort of somewhat tangentially connects to politics would be like the recent disasters that occurred over the especially the last couple of months. What was it, like Hurricane Irma, Hurricane Harvey,
California catching fire.
Oh yeah, was like burst into flames not once but twice, I think. Like even my own students, like in Japan, heard about the news and were asking me if my family was okay, which like I was actually touched by their concern, and you know I would like contact my parents and my family, and luckily everyone is fine, because even though like these fires, like thankfully for me or for my family, these fires would affect like the center portion of California, not so much like the southern California. Like the fires never came anywhere near San Diego, which has always been the case, I'd like to think. The worst it ever got was back in 2008, I believe, where the wildfires was making it rain ash. And so everywhere you would walk in San Diego, ash would fall from the sky.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, and everyone was wearing like those masks, those what do you call it, medical masks around on their faces all that week. And school. Yeah,
so they couldn't breathe in the ash. Yeah,
exactly. And so school was actually canceled for an entire week, I believe. But beyond that, luckily this year we haven't like the Californians or the San Diegans didn't need to do any of that. So people here in San Diego, and for my family who lives in Los Angeles, my friends and family that live in Los Angeles, they didn't need to do any of that. They didn't have to go through any of that. So thankfully that didn't happen. Let's see. There was I believe it was Puerto Rico that was in a lot of trouble this year as well.
Yes, I've heard. Yeah, yes, I've heard that.
Yeah, like they lost electricity and they were asking for help, and like the government wasn't going to help them, and
the world is ending is basically what we're saying.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Beyond that, what else? What else has happened this year?
Let me see. Well, let me just look up 27 because I have blocked myself out from culture this year. Let me look up online. 2017 eventful events. If anybody in the comments has something they'd like us to address.
Yeah. If you
save our asses here,
right?
Tell us what's happened.
If you have anything that you remember from 2017 that you think is worthy of discussion here, that would be great. Let's see. I guess another tragic thing was as usual, every year we have a large number of celebrities that would unfortunately, pass on to the next realm, would leave us behind. And like last year at the very end, we lost Carrie Fisher and her mother like the week after. This year, let's see, we lost quite a number of people. We lost John Hurt on January 25th. He was from the Elephant Man. He was an alien. He was the War Doctor from Doctor Who. Let's see. We lost Mary Tyler Moore.
That hurts too.
Yeah. Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chuck Berry. Let's see.
It's been a rough couple of years for celebrity deaths.
Yeah.
Ooh, I guess it always is, but.
Charlie Murphy, anyone who the older brother of Eddie Murphy, especially anybody who's a fan of the Chappelle Show might know him.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anyone else? Oh, Roger Moore. We lost him. He was the second James Bond, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, right after Connery. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Don Rickles died.
Don Rickles.
That hurt me a lot.
Dude, we lost Adam West this year.
Oh my God! Oh, why'd you have to do that to me, Andres? Why'd you have to bring that? I was forgetting that happened this year, and you just had to. Oh,
I'm very sorry.
Oh, don't do the voice. That only makes it worse.
That is very sorry, because he was like, for many people, he was the definitive Batman.
Always,
of multiple generations, and it's, for us being geeks who are fans of superheroes and superhero related media, Adam West was one of those people where I was surprised he lived as long as he did, and he was able to continue to participate in future incarnations of Batman for as long as he has, always getting like a cameo sort of role in whatever next iteration of Batman there was. And I'm very, very glad that he was able to reprise his role as Batman, not once, but twice. Like, not many actors had to get the chance to do that.
Yeah.
I thought it was...
He's been like an icon of geek culture, along with like Shatner and Stan Lee and everything. Especially in his later years. So it's nice that was his like final role, I guess.
What year did Leonard Nimoy died?
Oh, I think that was 2015, 2014 maybe.
Yeah. Okay, it's 2015. So I guess it's like, I feel like Adam West's death was like the Leonard Nimoy death of 2017.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Jerry Lewis passed away this year.
Yeah. Let's see. Joseph just mentioned Yoshio Tsuchiya's passing. I think, Joseph, is that the voice actress who did Bulma from Dragon Ball? I'll wait for his response.
Haru Nakajima passed away this year, didn't he?
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's
Godzilla died. Yeah.
Oh,
fuck.
Talk about a shitty year.
Although, again, he was getting up there in age.
Yeah.
His health was slowly on the decline, so it was kind of those things that was like, you felt like it was inevitably going to happen. You were you try to brace for it, but it's you can never fully prepare for when it actually going to happen.
Yeah, it still hits you pretty deep.
Yeah.
When someone's that big of a part, like Adam West, that's when someone's that big of a part of your childhood, it hurts a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, this year, Stan Lee just turned 95, so we know, he probably doesn't have much long to live for.
I'm convinced he's immortal, though, Andres. Now, he could die tomorrow, and I could be a total idiot for just saying that, but
yeah. But yeah, back to Haruo Nakajima. As I like my friends and I on the SOS podcast mentioned that this was a man who defined Godzilla for years to come. He was the guy that he was the innovator. He was the one that helped define the art of suit acting for Japanese media, and was served as like a mentor and a source of inspiration for many future special effects artists to come. And his take on Godzilla would be like the version that of all other artists and suit actors and filmmakers would aspire to base their performances off of, where it's like, what can I do to build off of the foundation that Haruo Nakajima and his team provided.
Yeah, and he did everything that was asked of him too, like without hesitation.
Yeah,
like he put his body on the line so many times. It's incredible.
And he only left after, just after the passion just wasn't there anymore. But until then, he was there for a long time, I believe.
Yeah.
What was it, from like 54 to 71, I want to say?
Yeah, Gigan was in 71, so yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so that was close to, not exactly 20 years, but close to 20 years of his loyalty and dedication to both Toho Studios and Tsuburaya, because he was also
Ultraman.
Yeah, Ultraman there.
Yeah.
Let's see. But yeah, he will certainly be missed. And I'm not sad that I never got the chance to meet him in person. Rather, I feel very happy for the dozens upon dozens of American Godzilla fans that got the chance to see him during the times that he came over to the States, and for the certain people that got the chance to meet him multiple times, like our friend Sean Barry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I love it when you have these stars that get the chance to see how influential their work becomes years later.
Yeah.
I love that that Haruo Nakajima got the chance to live long enough to see how much of a cultural icon Godzilla became, and he was able to see this like gargantuan American fan base like in person on numerous occasions throughout his life. And that makes me happy that he was able to make the most out of his life and was able to meet the people who were able to personally thank him for everything that he did throughout his career.
Yeah.
And I don't think I can add much more to that besides what I just said.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got the head. Okay, so Sam the Puss said, no, Yoshio Tsuchiya is Mr. Shindo. Okay, I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, so Mr. Shindo and the Planet X commander. Okay, so yeah, so Shindo, the character from Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. Right, I forgot he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's see. Hiromi Tsuru died this year too. She was the Japanese voice of Bulma. Thank you, Lydia. Let's see. And yeah, that is very, very unfortunate that that we, because I get Mr. Shindo was probably one of my favorite characters from the Godzilla franchise, and I do remember his role as the Planet X commander. There's not as much. I know this sounds horrible, but it doesn't sound. There's not as much as I can say about Yoshio Tsuchiya, but I do say it is unfortunate. But his roles with his contributions to the Godzilla series have definitely left a lasting impact on me personally, and it has actually. Mr. Shindo is one of those characters that I always go to in terms of pointing out good, well-written human characters within the Godzilla franchise, because many people tend to overlook human characters in a Godzilla movie because they think Godzilla is all about just monsters fighting.
And then they're just a side thing that you kind of need to have, and there's not really any depth there. That's a lot of conception, a big conception that a lot of people have, but
misconception. Yeah, they think
misconception. Yes,
they think of humans as like a necessary burden, when really
a necessary evil.
Yeah. Even though they should never be looked at that way.
No.
Yeah. Let's see, and let's see, Hiromi Tsuru. Yeah, that is a very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate to hear later, like towards the end of the year, that the voice of Bulma, I believe, like she's been the voice of Bulma since the very beginning when the original Dragon Ball anime started, and so it must be very sad for fans of the Japanese dub and fans in Japan to have this very famous and iconic anime character lose her voice essentially. And I remember seeing this fan comic where it was like Bulma leaving like to heaven on the back of the Shenron, the dragon from Dragon Ball, while her family, like in the show, her family like just looks up at her and they're sad at seeing her go away. It's like, oh damn, the feels, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, hopefully, although I do wonder if voice actors and voice actresses get a lot of recognition in Japan. I'm not really sure about that, because from what I've gathered, it seemed like while the Japanese do certainly love and consume media, they don't really care so much for the people behind the scenes. I guess unless your name is Hayao Miyazaki or Akira Kurosawa, unless you have like a giant, really famous name who's like the creator of a lot of big stuff. Like I mentioned before, Hayao Miyazaki or Akira Toriyama or Akira Kurosawa. Unless you're like a big name like person, I don't think there's a lot of other people who would be that the Japanese would be all that interested in learning about. But for the voice actors of Dragon Ball, I can I honestly don't know if they are perceived as being like famous or popular in Japan, but I do hope that she's getting the recognition that she deserves for her years of dedication to the role of Bulma.
Mm.
Let's see. Joseph mentions Yoshimitsu Banno, but I think that was last year, wasn't it? I'm fairly certain. Let's see. Checking in right now. Okay, yeah, Yoshimitsu Banno, he died May 7, 2017. That's the reason why we did a commentary on Godzilla vs. Hedorah during this year's G-Fest. Right, because, I forgot. That was another thing. A contributor to the Godzilla franchise who passed away. He was I want to say he was like an assistant on several other Toho productions. I'm sure Patrick can correct me there. But yeah, most Godzilla fans know him as the director of the crazy and experimental film Godzilla vs. Hedorah. And it's certainly an oddball of a film that people either love or hate for various reasons. And he was also one of the main executive producers, I believe, for the recent 2014 American movie. And that all stemmed from a short film that he wanted to make called Godzilla 3D to the Max, until some Hollywood producers approached him saying, hey, let's take your idea for a Godzilla short film and expand it into a fully realized American adaptation, a big budgeted adaptation for...
Yeah, and he got an executive producer label, didn't he, I believe?
Yeah.
Could be wrong. Yeah.
So he was the kind of the guy that... without him, we probably wouldn't have had the current American Godzilla that we have right now as part of Warner Brothers' MonsterVerse cinematic universe deal with Kim and King Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did lay the groundwork for the current American iteration of Godzilla, so I feel very grateful for that.
Yeah.
Let's see. June Foray passed away this year, according to Cody.
Oh, yes. I heard about that.
Yeah, she was rocking Bullwinkle.
Yeah, it's just been a rough year. Like, 2016 was bad. This year was equally bad, I'd say. It's just about, as far as celebrity deaths are concerned.
Oh, Martin Landau passed away this year as well.
Yeah, also eerie because all throughout G-Fest we were making references to let's shoot this fucker.
Oh, you're right.
His lines from
Fuck
Ed Wood.
you!
Yeah, and then it happened like the week after, I think. So.
Yeah, that was crazy. Let's see. John Hurd passed away, although no one knows his name because everyone knows him as, quote-unquote, the dad from Home Alone. Yeah, let's see. Anything else? Looking down, you mentioned Jerry Lewis before. Let's see. Oh, Hugh Hefner passed away like very
recently.
Later. Yeah, very recently in September. Yeah, that dude was like a celebrity who had like created this multi-million-dollar empire of a magazine entertainment business. Is kind of like he was like the face of a gargantuan. Whenever people think of like adult magazines, they immediately think of Playboy, and he was the start of it all.
Whenever the people think of like smoking jackets and like red velvet robes, they think of Hugh Hefner immediately as well.
Oh yeah, he's got like you're a famous celebrity when you have like a signature look to it.
Yeah,
you know, you got the stovepipe, you got the boat captain hat, you got the red robes with the black trimmings.
And he pulled it off.
Absolutely, looking like he's like half boat captain, half old man waking up and still wearing his pajamas.
Yes, it's awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. Anything else? Nothing else that I can't really think of, but I'm sure there are plenty more celebrities that other people are sure to miss now, right now. But anyone who has a celebrity that you are missed the most, feel free to share them in the comments below. Let's see. Now, on to more brighter things. 2017, I believe, was quite a strong year for movies, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'd say stronger than last year, I think. Yeah.
Although, let's see, box office wise, I think it's kind of been a bit all over the place, where we had like good movies that bombed, bad movies that made money, and then like most of the biggest movies made money, but they didn't make as much money as their like previous success as their predecessors. It's all kind of like it's this weird thing, the continuation from last year, where movies are still making money, but just not as much money as studios are hoping they would make, leading to people theorizing that there might be a decline in Hollywood. But at this point, it's still up in the air, I want to say. But yeah, this year we had Star Wars: The Last Jedi. We had Get Out, which I finally saw in July, I think. We had
Logan was this year. Blade Runner,
yeah, 2049. We had Wonder Woman finally. The people have been dying for
the good one.
Yeah, the one good
DC movie.
Oh, to be honest, I did see Justice League finally, and it's okay.
Sure, it's okay. It's firmly okay, I think.
Yeah, it's a decent, solid movie. Just not something that's really gonna stick with you afterwards.
No, not at all. I couldn't recite you the plot of that film like 20 minutes after I saw it, but I enjoyed it enough when I was seeing it.
Yeah. It's one of those movies that's like it's more so enjoyable like in the moment.
Sure.
Let's see. We had Thor Ragnarok. That was a lot of fun. Now let's see. The Shape of Water, the recent movie from Guillermo del Toro. I saw that yesterday with Nshoma. Boy, was that a trip of a movie. Let's see. We had
was this year.
That was
surprisingly good.
Yeah. War for the Planet of the Apes. Let's see. Coco. I did see that this past week, and I absolutely adored that movie.
I've yet to see it, but I really want to. Because like the last film I skipped out on Moana, seeing that in the theaters because the trailers didn't really look interesting to me.
Yeah.
So and then I watched it later and I was like amazed by how much I liked it. So it's the same sort of thing here where I don't want that to happen again. So I am going to see it because I've heard all good things about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And speaking of Moana, I skipped out on that movie only because it's like I never got a chance to see it in Japanese theaters, but I did see it on Netflix 2 days ago, and yeah, I was pretty much like blown away by Moana. And I'm surprised that I feel like it's a better movie than Frozen, and yet Moana never got the amount of exposure that Frozen got. It's like
not at all.
Like Disney was still banking on Frozen on that Frozen cash cow while Moana was out, so it's like it wasn't even fair for her.
Yeah, I even like the songs in Moana better than the ones in Frozen.
I love the rock song.
Yes.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Yes, and the giant crabs evil villain song that is totally like a throwback to Tim Curry or David Bowie like evil villain songs. It's amazing.
Let's see. We had Spider-Man: Homecoming, which was a very decent movie.
Yeah. Ironic that Batman is also the best Marvel villain at the moment.
I haven't seen Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, but apparently a lot of people were surprised by it. Let's see. The Disaster Artist, which I'm actually going to see later tonight after this recording. Let's see. We have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
It's also very good.
Yeah. Let's see. The Lego Batman movie.
Oh, yes.
Let's see. I guess speaking of... This one's a little weird. It's like, it's not... It's so far, like, the general consensus is that it's not good, but it's not bad. This one was Alien Covenant. I never saw this one, though.
I haven't either.
Yeah. Let's see.
I've actually only seen the first two Alien films in the whole franchise.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'd feel out of place seeing Alien Covenant. I doubt it, but
let's see. I've seen everything except for. Let's see. I think I have seen all the Alien movies up to this point except for Covenant. Let's see. Oakjaw. I haven't seen Oakjaw, but everyone.
Oh, that's really good too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a Netflix film by the same director of The Host.
Yeah.
It's pretty terrific. Yeah.
There was Beauty and the Beast. I didn't see it because I didn't think there was a point in watching a movie that was exactly the same as the original.
Yeah, it's interesting in the same aspect, kind of that the Psycho remake was the Gus Van Sant Psycho remake was interesting.
Yeah,
and that let's see what a black and white film looks like in color with a different cast, and let's see what an animated film looks like in live action. So that was kind of interesting, and there were a few differences, very minimal, but it wasn't anything to write home about. It was forgetful.
But apparently everyone loved it. I know, like my Japanese students who did see the movie, they fell in love with Beauty and the Beast. And whenever I would ask them,
yeah, because it's like it's the original one. Like
exactly, yeah. I mean, like Japan loves Disney movies, especially like Disney Renaissance Disney. And so, like, whenever I would ask my students, like, these are all adults, by the way, what do you like better, this one or the animated one? They immediately freeze. They're like, oh, shit, what do I pick? Because, like you mentioned, it's the same damn movie. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple new songs, I think. I can't really remember. But there's nothing really huge to distinguish the two versions by. And, yeah.
Let's see. Well, this one was more of a disappointment for fans of Stephen King, the Dark Tower movie.
Oh, man. Massive disappointment. And it came out like a couple weeks before it, didn't it? I think so.
Probably. And then everyone was like, what movie?
Who would have thought that it would be the better adaptation than The Dark Tower? a series that was dreamt of being turned into a film for years. But man, woo.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, this one's like the most hated movie of 2017. Can you guess what that is?
Is it the Emoji Movie?
Yes, it is the Emoji Movie, in fact.
Oh. You thought the movie was just going to be bad from the trailers, but then you saw the movie. Oh.
You may not have known it was a bad movie, but your brain did.
Yeah, that was awful. I mean, that's the epitome of everything that's wrong with film in the 21st century. I feel like it's just a cash grab of trying to be hip, like with the kids. The kids like emojis. So let's make a movie with emojis. It was bad. It was a total cluster bomb fuck.
I like that. We need to put that on t-shirt. A cluster bomb fuck.
Yeah. Of epic proportions, I would say.
Yeah, it's like this is a clear sign that this is not about making art. It's clearly about making a product.
We need money. Yes.
Let's see. Oh yeah, this is Cody Bratch. Definitely, I can't believe I forgot this one, which I shouldn't, considering my preferences when it comes to movies. Kong Skull Island.
Oh my God! That was a thing, wasn't it? It was cool.
It's funny. It's like outside of like giant monster movie, outside of fans of giant monster movies, nobody really talks about Kong Skull Island, and that's very disappointing.
Yeah. I felt it was a more. I don't want to say a better movie than Godzilla 2014, but I thought it was kind of a better movie than it was more enjoyable. I think than 2014.
I would say it's arguably better than 2014. I guess as like an overall package.
Yeah.
But yeah,
for what you pay for, it's better than 2014. I think.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's one of those movies that like it knows what it is. It wears it on its sleeve. It's like proud of it. It's like a big, silly jungle action adventure movie with giant monsters, big monkeys, and crazy two-legged lizard monsters.
Yeah, when you hear that, it's like fuck trying to be serious. I mean, this is what we're making. So we're going to enjoy what we're making.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of giant monsters, there was Colossal, the Anne Hathaway monster movie.
Yes, that's a very different movie in style and tone, but also very
definitely.
good.
Yeah, it shows that you can definitely take the concept of giant monsters and use it to make other sorts of movies, which in this case is kind of like somewhat of a half thriller, half comedy drama.
Dark comedy.
Dark comedy drama. Yeah. Dark comedy thriller, I guess. It's something like new and original. That's something that no one has ever attempted before. That, you know, kind of breaks all conventions. Not so much with storytelling, but in just the like style and presentation.
Right.
Let's see. It looks like Matt is ready to go. Let's see. And any other movies?
Joseph made a good comment here. Beauty and the Beast 2017 is like a 10th anniversary HD remaster of a video game that's exactly the same as the original version, but just looks prettier.
Yeah. Oh, I remembered Power Rangers.
Oh Lord, you have experiences with that.
I have quite the history with that movie.
Yes.
Yes, not a very positive one, but I do appreciate the movie's merits at the very least. Let's see. If I,
you know what, I would have been sold if they just thrown in Ivan Ooze, but they deprived me of that.
But he's not in the original source material.
He's in the best material.
Yes, always.
They should have just brought back fucking Apocalypse from that one X-Men movie to just put him in this, and it would have been amazing.
Just bringing Poe in.
Yeah, that would have worked.
Uh-huh. And we have our guest, I believe. Are you there, Matt?
I am here, guys. Thank you
He's
so
here.
much.
Hey.
Yes. Hey, Wayne, how you doing?
Nice.
It is Matt. Now, for those people who may not know who Matt is, who are you, my good friend?
And who sent you?
Who sent you?
I'm a man of mystery and intrigue. Sent here by God for women. I think we all can agree with that.
Gift.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody's buying that, but we'll go with it. No, I'm a kaiju author. I work predominantly for Severed Press. I've done the Atomic Rex series, Chimera Scourge of the Gods, Operation Rock. I also do noir stories for Black Coat Press and some fan fictions for G-Fan magazine. So,
yes. And you know what's crazy, Matt, is that as soon as Brayton and I were going to get on Skype, I received your package in the mail.
Oh, did you? Oh, sweet. So
Yes.
Open up my package and have some fun with that thing, please.
All right, I did. And I took a picture and I sent it to Brayton, and I'll send it to you, of all three of your Atomic Rex books all together as like one nice collection.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very
there
nice.
you go. Sending it to you on Facebook. And for those who don't know, here is the cover for Atomic Rex 3, aka Atomic Rex Conquest of Chimera. Yes. Let's see. Jordan says, Power Rangers was an awesome movie. Screw you. No, good sir. Screw you.
Yeah, you ever thought of that?
Yeah.
The screw is on the other foot now.
Screwing goes both ways.
Yes.
You know, if you point a finger at someone, you're pointing three fingers right back at you.
Right.
How about
Well,
them?
he was just pointing one big finger up at you, Andres. Sad.
Most likely. Let's see. Crooked says, damn it, Brayton, I was going to make the apocalypse joke.
Yeah, well, it's an obvious joke, and I think it would work.
Cody said, holy shit, Matt Denion's in the house.
Damn right.
Oh, my God.
Let's see.
He's here. Hide the women. No.
Yeah.
And
It's not a problem, trust me.
Crooked says, hey, Matt, always nice to hear from one of God's chosen race, the writer.
That is true. It's a special gift.
Yeah.
Comes from on high. That and having a lot of free time on my hands, I guess.
The ability to craft universes, stories, and characters, and worlds.
Yeah. No, it mainly comes from, being married and having two kids and needing somewhere to escape to. That's where the inspiration comes from. So.
It's like, I've created life, and now I shall create
A giant dinosaur.
dinosaurs. Yeah. Let's see. Jordan follows up with saying, I actually beloved the characters. I think he meant to say, I actually loved the characters in Power Rangers were friends. I felt their friendship was more believable in the movie. Okay, yeah. I do agree with you, Jordan. I do believe that the the chemistry between the Rangers themselves were far better than I would have thought. And that was the point of the movie. I felt like that was its strongest feature in the movie. However, everything else around it, in terms of pacing, villains, special effects, and the climax, just did not have that same level of quality and care that the writing for the individual Rangers were. Like the Rangers were really good. Everything else was kind of mediocre for me personally. Let's see. But of course, people are just going to point that out to say, no, you just have too high expectations. This isn't Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
At which point I can just do like the Bill Wurster shrug. Let's see.
Was it better or worse than Ghostbusters 2? Is the question.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah. Very important question.
I like Ghostbusters 2, so I'm going to say it is worse than Ghostbusters 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not as good, so then you don't offend people by saying it's worse.
Ironically, I did end up buying the Blu-ray for Power Rangers 2017, mostly for novelty's sake, just to say that as a Power Rangers fan, I now own all the movies I now own physical copies of all 3 theatrical movies, and that at one point in history there was an attempt at a serious attempt at a legit big budgeted Power Rangers movie. So
now, which of those movies do you find to be the best?
Ooh.
Just out of curiosity.
I find Turbo to be boring.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I have a lot of nostalgia for the Mighty Morphin movie, but the thing is, it's a very empty movie where it's like there's just it's a zero substance. It's like a jelly-filled donut without the jelly.
It's just like cotton. It's like cotton candy. Was what the movie
like that. It's like it's sweet, but it's so short. Like that sensation that you bite out of the cotton candy is so short that you immediately you start to forget about it.
Yeah. Right. That's a pretty good analogy, actually. I like the cotton candy analogy.
Yeah. Thank you, Brayton.
You're welcome.
If you look back at the Power Rangers movie, it's like there's nothing there. I mean, there's fight scenes, but there's not that many fight scenes, so you can't really say it's an action fest.
And they're all kind of the same fight scene, really. If you break down the individual moves,
so many unnecessary flips in that movie.
Yeah,
the characters they go through zero character arc. There's zero character development, zero attempt at fleshing any of them out. Ivan Ooze is perhaps how funny is it that the Mighty Morphin movie has a much more subtle performance from its villain than Rita Repulsa in the new movie.
Yeah, and it's a more enjoyable performance too. Like he's the diamond in the rough of that. He's the Emperor Palpatine to what the prequels were for that movie. He's the enjoyable thing.
Yeah. But yeah, as I want to say, I want to give, for the nostalgic kid in me wants to say that the Mighty Morphin movie is the best movie of the 3, but I just generally can't say that because, again, I feel like looking at it critically, I feel like the new movie is perhaps the best attempt at putting together a solid movie about teenagers coming to terms with being given such a great responsibility that leads them to grow stronger as individuals and as a team. So I feel like this was the best attempt at a movie. Unfortunately, we've seen many other superhero movies do this far better. Right.
And I'm obviously a little late to this conversation, but I feel like the Zords looked good for maybe robotic monsters. They didn't look good for Zords. Does that make sense?
I think so, yeah. For antagonistic monsters, they would have worked, but as heroic character machines, yeah, they it doesn't work really.
Right. And also they sized them like actual dinosaurs as opposed to building size like they did in the original series and such.
Right. Yeah, the Zords and the Megazord itself are rather small compared to other giant robots.
Right. As we know from the graphic I sent you, my kids put together.
Right, which was amazing.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see. Transformers: The Last Night is something mentioned by the Michael Jackson Helm. I did not see that movie at all whatsoever.
Did you see it, Brayton?
No.
I had the misfortune of seeing that movie. It was terrible. Honestly, I took my kids and we left, and my oldest said, "What was that movie about?" I said, "I really couldn't tell you. I sat here for 3 hours and could not tell you what the story arc of that movie was."
Yeah. The Transformers thing at this point is just like kind of like a crapshoot of awfulness.
Yeah.
Like it's just different flavors of awful at this point. I mean, I can't really distinguish one from the other anymore.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, looking back at the comments, the average kid mentions Captain Underpants. And see, I forgot that movie came out this year. I didn't see it, but I have a lot of nostalgia for the Captain Underpants books. Are either of you familiar with that book series?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brayton.
Yeah, I think you brought it up to me once on Skype. Didn't the same author do another series you were fond of with was it Ricky Ricardo or something like that?
Yeah, Ricky Ricardo and his Mighty Robot, which is,
yes.
Are you familiar with that one, Matt?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, imagine giant robo, but they're mice.
Okay.
That's Ricky Ricardo and his Mighty Robot.
Interesting. I did see the Captain Underpants movie.
Oh.
It's actually pretty good. It's one of those films we've done better at. It's made for kids, obviously, but there's some adult humor mixed into it.
Mm-hmm.
And the special effects were decent enough for the film. They did have like a giant mech toilet, which was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
So there's definitely some.
Oh yeah. I forgot the Turbo Toilet 2000.
Yes. Yeah. So it's not. I wouldn't say run out and go see it, but it's not a bad movie if you get the opportunity to sit down and watch it. If you're like me and have to watch stuff with your kids, it falls into the "this isn't so bad for me" category.
Yeah,
makes sense. Okay.
Oh, yeah, totally. Let's see. Looking down at the comments, everyone is bringing up other movies. I forgot Cars 3 was a thing this year because I was more preoccupied with Coco. Did anyone see that?
Yeah, I saw Cars 3. It was okay. I'm not a huge fan of the franchise, so.
Okay.
Brayden?
No, what is it? Ice Age 15? What?
Cars 3.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I was off in my own little world
Ice
for a
Age
minute.
15 was last year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I forgot. Yes, that was after the Ice Age.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see Cars 3. I saw Cars 2. That was interesting. But no, was it any good?
I didn't see it.
It was okay. I actually hadn't seen the other Cars movies, so I saw this one just on a whim, and it was entertaining enough. I'm not a big fan of the Cars series or racing in general, so the story was decent, but not great. So it was there.
Let's see. Some people brought up the Netflix movie Bright. I still haven't seen that one, but I'm somewhat curious because of its premise. But it looks like it's one of those movies where the critics are not thrilled about it, but most Netflix viewers seem to be pleased by it.
I haven't seen that one.
Nor have I.
Yeah. Although this makes me I want to bring this up when I came home last week, when I arrived back home from Japan, I noticed that my entire family abandoned DirecTV and have all converted their TVs to have Amazon Fire TV sticks. So instead of so now every TV has access to YouTube until January, and Hulu, Netflix, and a bunch of other stuff. So now I'm thinking with Netflix constantly getting new exclusive material, I'm starting to think whether or not DirecTV, cable and satellite, are actually going to have any sort of viable future.
Well, I think that the we're into, at least in my area, is that cable's the only real high-speed internet provider. So they make it where you have to. It's actually cheaper to get them to do your cable internet and phone than it is just to do your internet. Because I know people are switching over to just use Netflix and Amazon and Hulu and Vudu and whatever else. Yeah. So that's kind of how they're getting around that here, at least.
I see. Because a lot of people have made the statement that that TV has been on the decline and that internet is slowly taking over. But I wonder, like, just how much validity is there to that statement?
I mean, I think internet's obviously on a rise. I don't know if I would say TV's necessarily on the decline overall.
Mm-hmm.
You know, probably like in the shows that we would like to watch is like sci-fi, fantasy type fans. I feel like internet's probably a better venue for us because they can do more. You know, network TV is limited with not just by budget in some respects, but what they can do as far as violence and other types of things. So I think for our niche genre, we're probably going to favor internet more than TV.
Okay, then. Let's see. So, looking.
I don't even know if we even like touched The Last Jedi yet. Should
we mentioned that I will before Matt came in, we briefly mentioned that we were just like listing off of like a lot of the major releases this year.
Did you guys do like Kong and Colossal and some of the ones we did?
We pretty much hit everything. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Although, are there any movies before going to The Last Jedi? Is there anything that? Oh, I forgot to mention Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I think. Although maybe I didn't mention that.
Justice League. Did you do that?
We mentioned a little bit of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Someone mentioned Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets.
I
didn't see that.
Right?
Did you guys see that?
No.
Yeah. It was very creatively rich, but kind of bankrupt story wise. Like it was very imaginative. I saw it when I was in the theater. I haven't seen it since then. Like I don't know if it's come out. It's probably come out by now on like DVD and everything. But it's a very pretty movie.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. John Goodman plays a big alien thing, which is funny, but I don't know. Yeah, it's fine, I guess.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
It's from the director of, I think, The Third Element, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Could be wrong.
Oh, the Fifth Element, right?
Fifth Element. Yeah. Third Element's the prequel.
Yeah. That's part of the cinematic universe.
Right, exactly. All the elements, my friend.
Let's see. Joseph just reminded me. How sad is it that like that movie story is so forgettable that I forgot that we got Godzilla Planet of the Monsters this year.
Oh yeah. That was a thing that happened, wasn't it, Andres?
Again, it's not bad. It's just merely okay. It's like Justice League. It's merely okay for the moment while you're watching it.
Yeah, until you think about it.
At which point you're like, what happened?
What? What?
You may have not have known, but your brain did.
Yeah.
I still have people asking me where you saw that. I keep reminding them you live in Japan. You know, fans will text me.
I still get comments like that. It's like, where'd you see the movie?
You and your torrents.
Where can you find this movie? In Japan. Where are they playing this movie? In Japan.
You gotta fly to Japan to watch it.
When is this movie coming out? Next year, damn it. Sorry, but go ahead, Matt.
No, that was basically it. Just people, I keep getting, like this week alone, I got like 3 people messaging me. Hey, does your friend Andre saw Monster Planet? Where do you find it at? He lives in Japan. Like, you know, listen to his show. He says it all the time. For goodness sake.
It's his character arc at this point that he lives in Japan.
It's so easy when you're big in Japan. When
He's turning Japanese. I really think so.
As we Skype, that's a little scary.
Yes, always. Let's see. People brought up the John Cena Bull movie, Ferdinand.
Oh yeah, the most unfortunate movie to come out the same weekend as The Last Jedi.
Or as Coco.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna find the link. All right, gonna send you a link, Matt.
Sure.
This is a link to the video itself, so you can just put the video on pause or on mute, and you can see the comments live.
Okay.
Let's see. Crooked Lore. Japan is real? Yes. And for many years, people thought that Japan was this mythical land that crazy stories came from. But no, I tell you, it's real, my friend. And
it's true.
It's real, all of it. The kaiju, the mechas, it's all real.
I want an Andres Perez anime. Can we get that happening? It's a daily life in Japan.
Just as long as you get keep the people that made Neo Yokio as far away from it. Which was also a weird thing that happened this year on Netflix.
Well, I think what we're going to do, you just recently did a show about Japanese interpretations of American properties, right? We should do a Japanese Shadow, Andres, with you as the Shadow. How great would that be?
Yes! Fuck! That would be amazing, man. Japanese Shadow. And he's like a ninja, but he's got the red scarf, but it's like a ninja scarf. And he's got like instead of like guns, he's got like a crossbow or something.
So he's been Helsing all of a sudden?
Essentially. He's got 2 mini crossbows.
We'll get great footage of you skulking around in the dark. It would be great.
Just don't get Frank Miller to direct it.
No. We won't do that.
No.
He'll start sexualizing the city, and the characters are constantly repeating the same short lines over and over again.
Yeah. He already ass raped the spirit on film. We don't need him to do the same thing to the Shadow.
Yeah. Let's see. Anything else on here? I am not familiar with the movie Spark, A Space Tale, Jordan. Let's see. Average Kid, we did talk about Thor Ragnarok a bit. Let's see. You've... let's see. I think one person said you forgot Shin Godzilla, but it's like... That was last year, Adam Wolford. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Let's see. Crooked's follow-up question, does that mean Brayton is also real?
Oh, no. See, I am an artificial intelligence installed inside of Andres' psyche that he just projects onto the live stream. I'm not real. I'm not here. I'm a hologram, is what I am. I'm a force projection, because that's a thing.
Oh, jeez.
I'm levitating on an island somewhere with a long beard.
If you're a force projection, is Andres just going to disappear after this live feed?
I hope.
Just fade out.
He's looking out of his little Shogun temple or whatever he lives in over there at the sunset.
You need to be a lot more whiny if you're going to pull that off, Andres. A lot more whiny.
Yeah. Spoiler alert for Andres Perez, the last Japanese Mexican living in Japan.
Let's see. Joseph says, whenever I meet Japanese, I tell them, I heard and seen so much about you people.
I could picture Joe saying that whenever he meets a Japanese person.
Let's see. Cody says, no, man, like Brayton could possibly really exist, Crooked Lore.
Oh, no, I'm too beautiful for this world, is what he's saying, and I appreciate your compliments.
Let's see. Let's see. I think we are right up. Yes, Cody, we did bring up Logan earlier before. Okay, so before getting to The Last Jedi, are there any movies that you want to talk about from 2017, Matt?
I'm late to, so you guys probably covered everything. You already did Kong and Power Rangers.
But you can just bring up like your own personal takes on whatever select movies you want to talk about.
Oh man, well, I love Kong Skull Island. I thought that was a lot of fun. The characters didn't dominate, but they were in there enough, and I felt like Kong was the star of that movie, so I thought that was great. As you know, we talked about, I love Colossal. Did you check that out, Brayden? I know you guys
yes,
about
it was great.
Yeah, anybody who hasn't seen that yet, that's a movie fan in general, go check it out, I would say. Logan was tremendous. Do you guys cover Beauty and the Beast? You know, we're all about Beauty and the Beast here, right?
We mentioned it about.
Okay, yeah, it was decent.
Okay.
I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that I, feel the desperate need to bring up. So, by all means, let's do what's the elephant in the room, right?
Okay, so I personally, I got the chance. I was lucky enough to actually watch The Last Jedi the night I came back to America. And I saw it with my mom at the Chinese theater, the Grauman's Chinese theater,
which is so awesome.
I had no idea it was a legit theater that anybody could walk into. I thought it was like solely reserved for like.
It's only probably the most famous movie theater in the world.
Pretty much.
Yeah, arguably the most iconic, most popular movie theater, and yet anybody can go in there. And, like, there's a bunch of other theater rooms in, like, a separate building, but you can also pay to see the movie in IMAX or 3D IMAX at certain times of the day within the Chinese theater, which is just one giant, big, grand room with, like, just one giant screen with curtains and a bunch of seats all around, like, curved around that big screen. And you know how much I paid for one ticket for IMAX 3D in the Chinese theater for Star Wars at night? $8.
Over 20?
$8. Yes.
Really?
Only $8. I figured maybe because it's the Chinese theater and everybody goes to that theater when they're in LA, maybe that's why it was so cheap.
Was it your celebrity status that cued people in, maybe?
I don't know. I wouldn't know if I had that kind. Maybe it's like Ray. I don't know I had this kind of power in me. It's like, I've only seen that power once.
Did you use your shadow mind tricks on them?
Well, thank God there were no Toydarians there. Like,
okay,
I couldn't influence. It's like, you won't give me this ticket for $8.
No, I won't.
You wave your hand like you're some kind of Jedi, like you're some kind of famous YouTuber.
He would be an amazing usher at a movie theater. I just gotta say.
Like
we need him at our theater. That he would just improve every movie experience.
We do not accept Japanese yen here. Republican yens, they're no good here.
I need something more real.
Let's see. And but yeah, I saw it with my mom, and it was a fantastic experience. And yeah, I overall genuinely highly enjoyed the movie, and it's very interesting looking at the reaction to this movie, because like people either really enjoy it or really hate it, and it's all for the same reasons. It's like some people, like, you take one idea from the movie and people like it because of that idea, or people hate it because of that idea.
I think it's just confirmed the point that it's almost impossible to make a crowd-pleasing Star Wars movie anymore because of how large the fan base is and how opinionated the fan base is, and it's hard to appease everybody. Like, I think with this property, it's just impossible for any director to do.
I mean, just right now, Cody mentioned that porgs are officially the worst Star Wars things ever. So he obviously had a very negative reaction to the porgs. Meanwhile, I'm very indifferent to the porgs. It's like, it was a thing that I enjoyed for the most part. I didn't feel like the porgs were intrusive. And yet again, talk to anybody about the porgs, and people say either really hated or generally liked it.
Yeah, they're this generation's Ewoks. And they really didn't serve any purpose, right. I guess.
It was just background fodder. Just background fodder.
That's why it didn't bother me, I think.
Yeah,
I'm with you guys. They're just there.
Yeah, so like they're the seagulls of that environment.
Right, they're cute. People want to buy toys. Whatever, fine.
Yeah, Disney wants to make merchandise. Let them do it. You don't have to buy the merchandise yourself.
I was disappointed with the way Luke was handled.
Okay.
As a lot of people were.
All right. Personally, I didn't have that issue, but I respect your opinion, man.
Yeah, I really liked the way Luke was handled, but
Really?
it was incredibly it took me way by shock and surprise the first time I saw it.
For me, I was kind of already assuming they were going to go in that direction based on Luke's off-screen actions in The Force Awakens, where it's like I already had the feeling that Luke was like, oh, okay, I fucked up. I don't deserve to be here anymore. Peace.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I was like already preparing myself for this take on Luke.
I was looking for more of a continual progression of him into being like the Obi-Wan progression, if you will, from the first stories, where he started out like a little bit more brash, but by the time he was older, he kind of had most things pretty much figured out, and he was the wise old sage. That's the trope in stories with like Merlin and other characters. So I thought Luke would ascend to being that, as opposed to like it was almost like he was back in Episode 4 again with his like attitude towards things. So I feel like the character went backwards, in my opinion.
Yeah. See, here's what I think a lot of people like maybe miss a little bit online is when a lot of people are upset that Luke doesn't act exactly like he does in the original series, and I think sometimes they forget, like, not only in real life but also in the story's universe, 30 years have progressed since the events of Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. And in those years, a lot of shit has happened and went wrong. And
that was my train of thought as well.
Yeah. And it is kind of duplicating the Obi-Wan role in that it seemed in the events prior to Force Awakens, he had become that wise old sage that you were talking about,
right?
And has starting his own new Jedi Order, and in very much the same way that Obi-Wan did, he failed his student. Only in this case, he was more of a direct cause into how that happened with a rash decision. But I kind of like the idea of him trying to duplicate what the old Jedi Order was and trying to start that, and it just not working out the way it was maybe foretold or foreshadowed that it would. Him sort of failing his him feeling like a failure and trying to isolate himself out of shame. I thought it made him interesting.
Okay, I can see that. I was hoping more as like, because he talked about bringing balance to the Force, that he would, even if he went a little darker, be the guy who was like, you can't really be a Jedi or a Sith. It's got to kind of be somewhere in the middle, where like the Jedi shut themselves off, it would seem, from a lot of the benefits maybe they can get from the Force, whereas the Sith go way too far the other way. So I was hoping for something more along those lines. I mean, I don't think it was a terrible movie by any stretch. I still thought it was pretty solid, but
I do see where you're coming from. I would like to see that in the future, where someone tries to make a story about a character that can potentially use both sides of the Force.
I thought that's what they were going to do with Rey and Kylo.
Me too, yeah.
At a point. But they chose not to go that way. Maybe they will in the next one, I don't know. But
what was really weird is that this probably isn't going to be a spoiler because I'm talking about something that didn't show up. What happened to the Knights of Ren?
Yeah, that was a little weird, that just to exclude them.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
That's a good question. As Maz Kanata said in the last one, that is a good question for another day.
Speaking of that, how did she get the Luke Skywalker's original lightsaber?
Yeah, good question too.
Unanswered questions. That's a lot of the movie, though, and that's a lot of the backlash too, I think, is things that were set up not being paid off in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I do like that this movie gives a big middle finger to every single person who has come up with a fan theory.
I love that.
Who
about Snow and who Rey is. I don't know if we're very lightly brisk, sort of skating over spoilers, but
it is potential spoiler material. But I'm saying I like that quite a bit.
Yes. The scene where she tries to hand the scene where she tries to hand Luke the lightsaber, and the thing that immediately happens after that, and it just being a total fu to all the theories and everything.
Yeah,
it was great.
And I think that's where a lot of the backlash comes from is
Yeah.
people who had theories that didn't work out.
I think,
And that's kind of the whole point of the movie, though, too, is subverting expectations.
True.
Like you would, Luke says it, this isn't going to go the way you think. And that's kind of the whole umbrella of this movie, is that things went a different path than what, the natural assumption would be.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. You're right.
Yeah.
He does look right at the screen when he says it, too.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And before he winks.
Yeah.
He winks to the audience, much like to C-3PO at the end.
Yeah.
No, like he winks and then and the camera it's like a reverse shot, and then you see he's doing that to like C-3PO. It's like, why are you doing that to me, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, Star Wars, that was the thing. Surprisingly, it didn't do as well as the Force Awakens. Apparently, it had a huge drop off in its second weekend, which I was very surprised by. Which makes me wonder what this movie, what is Disney's reaction going to be to this movie?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. How Disney's going to go forward from. It made a ton of money off it, so they probably don't care. But
it's still done extraordinarily well, just not as well as Force Awakens. I think they're more worried about how the Han Solo film is going to go at this point.
Yeah,
because they're very trepidatious, it seems, about that. Yeah.
And then, did you guys cover the whole Disney buying Fox thing and all the properties they took
over?
Oh
no, we haven't done that.
Oh, okay. Because now they own, obviously, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, but like Alien, Predator, all owned by them. They
own Planet of the Apes, right?
Planet of the Apes, yeah.
Damn.
I was trying to look up some other things. Like, do they own the Godzilla animated series now? That because it was on Fox, I couldn't find that information.
Oh shit!
But just throwing that out there as a possibility. But what do you guys think they're going to do with all those properties going forward? I think the X-Men would be the most obvious one they're going to incorporate into the MCU, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a feeling that they're really not going to do anything with them. I feel like they're going to let 20th Century Fox kind of do their own thing and release their movies under their own personal banner. Like, I don't really see Disney making, like, Disney's Aliens or Disney's Predator or Disney's Family Guy. I feel like, they're just going to let 20th Century Fox do what they keep doing, and Disney's simply going to, like, take their cut of the pie for all future money, all future revenue from, like, DVD sales and re-releases and anything else, any sort of merchandising rights that come off of any of these franchises.
Disney now owns Deadpool. That to me is just weird.
True.
And apparently they're going to still release that movie as a rated R film because I don't think you can do Deadpool not rated R.
Right, but then again, like Disney has technically been releasing R-rated movies just under different banners. I think it was
like Touchstone, maybe.
Touchstone, yeah, that was Touchstone. Yeah. That was the whole point of Touchstone's existence. I mean, technically, Kill Bill is a Disney movie,
right?
But you wouldn't know it because it's not technically released under the Disney name. So these movies will probably continue being how they are, just under the 20th Century Fox banner. And they're just coming in to take their cut of the pie every once in a while.
For X-Men, I feel like, right, is going to be incorporated.
Yeah. I feel like that it wouldn't make sense for them to make X-Men, for Disney to have more of a direct hand in that movie's involvement, that property's involvement. And I got a list of franchises here. We have Aliens, American Dad, Avatar. Let's see, which is funny enough. I guess maybe they must have foreshadowed this when there is now like an Avatar section in Disney's Animal Kingdom in Disney World.
Yeah,
right.
I've never been to it, but according to our friend Joseph, it was very interesting. Let's see, Die Hard, Dr. Dolittle. Let's see, Family Guy, The Fly, Futurama, Goosebumps, Home Alone, Ice Age, Independence Day, MASH, The Omen.
They own The Simpsons now, for whatever that's worth, too.
Oh, yeah.
They got full rights to everything Star Wars now. Let's see, The X-Files, Planet of the Apes. Let's see.
Yeah. is Gotham on there? Like, let's see how that worked out. If Disney now owns the TV rights for Batman with Gotham,
that would be crazy.
Yeah,
it's an interesting thing. It's a cool thing for fans of like crossovers and that sort of thing. With like they now own the X-Men and all that. But it's a kind of a scary thing for as far as the industry goes, because of how much control Disney has now. It's a total monopoly. Totally. Like there's no other alternatives really out there for people, wanting to get work or produce films than under the Disney umbrella.
Right. They now own like 60% of Hulu, I think. So they're like by far the majority. I wonder if they just use that for their streaming service, because they are working on their own instead of just making one at this point, just co-op Hulu, which is already an established property.
And Adam said it was Miramax, not Touchstone. Thank you, Adam.
Oh, Miramax. Okay, thanks, Adam. Yeah.
Yeah, and let's see. What was it? We mentioned need to work under Disney, just to work on any of those properties. Oh, let's see. And you mentioned like crossover potential, and I was thinking in my head, Disney Infinity, back when that used to be a thing.
Yeah. Come on, we need the Predator to hunt down Boba Fett. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yes. Ooh, yeah. Let's see.
Instead of a Rancor in the next Star Wars film, it's an alien queen. I can see it already.
Oh my god, it writes itself.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But you're all right, Brayton. Like, the fact that they own so much now is kind of disturbing. In that, they're going to be controlling a large portion of the movies that come out from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all Disney.
Everything is Disney.
Let's see. And wasn't Fox like one of the big major studios? So it's kind of crazy that like Disney would end up like taking over one of the biggest, longest running studios in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is MGM the only thing? What is left? I know MGM isn't.
WB, Universal.
Right.
Is it just those three, and then Disney, Sony, I guess, right? Sony still has their picture division, for what it's worth.
And what was it, like originally the Big Five or the Big Six?
MGM's gone, right? I think MGM's gone for a while.
We have 20th Century Fox, RKO, Paramount, Warner Brothers, and MGM. So yeah, the Big Five. So MGM is gone. RKO is long gone. So it's just 20th Century Fox, Paramount, and Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers is still around, and they're trying to make money with MonsterVerse and DC Extended Universe. We have Paramount that's still around with Transformers,
Star Trek,
right? And we have Fox, which has a bunch of other stuff that we just listed off.
Universal with their failed universe, but they got Jurassic Park.
Yeah, they got Jurassic Park, and they got Minions.
Yes, they do.
Let's see. And apparently, Universal is trying to be all buddy-buddy with Nintendo and trying to make what is rumored to be a Super Mario Brothers movie with Illumination.
Oh, okay. This could be animated, unlike that terrible one with Bob Hoskins.
Yeah, I was going to say, without Bob Hoskins?
Yeah.
And Dennis Hopper.
Yeah. Wow.
See you later, alligator. Let's... to quote his character from Waterworld, it does look like shit. Let's see.
Now, let me ask, Cody asked me a question, or Crooked Lore, rather, I'm sorry. Yeah, man, if you want to do some Crooked Fables based on my characters, that's cool, man. Shoot me a message. We'll talk about it.
Cool. Yeah, because he's planning on doing like an animated episode, an episode of his animated web series to promote Denny's comic, Marshall Star. So that would be cool if he were to do something to like promote your books. Yeah. Anything that we can do to promote is cool, and if it's like fun parody stuff, I'm cool with that too. So whatever we want to do. Yeah.
Speaking of which, should we get into the Q&A
I think so, yeah. I guess we have, the Sci-Fi Dragon has been asking us multiple times what our thoughts are on the repeal of net neutrality. And, yeah, that is a whole entire can of worms that everyone is afraid of.
Yeah, I mean, you probably know more about it than I do, Andres, and Brain too, but from what I can see, it does not look like it's a good thing.
No. Right. Yeah, it essentially gives like more power to the corporations and allows them to have theoretically to place more restrictions on what sort of content internet service providers can give to their customers. And so it's like, oh, if you want to have these websites, then you have to fork over some extra money. It's kind of like, I feel like theoretically it could potentially treat the internet like cable, where it's like, oh, we have these packages or these packages. If you want to be able to use video, then you have to give us money. If you want access to social media, you have to give us this extra money, which is more of a hassle. I don't know if it means you have to pay more, but it does means you have to spend more money. It's just more complicated and convoluted. Potentially, because nothing is set in stone at this point. Just that it's the potential that people are afraid of.
Now, does it affect you living outside of the U.S., Andres? Like for how your internet works in Japan? I'm honestly not sure.
I do not think so. I believe these laws only affect America specifically. But a lot of people are also afraid because, again, potentially, if this goes along, then this might influence politicians or businesses in other countries to whom that might want to adopt a similar feature. I doubt this can ever happen in Japan because they're actually more respectful of its customers. Just overall, it's kind of like that. What do you call it? That not manners. It's not respect. It's not politeness. But there's that level of
congeniality?
Not congeniality. That's a very close word. But I guess respect is the easiest, most simplest word I can use. There's that level of respect that businesses have with the average everyday consumer that is kind of absent in American culture. But yeah, net neutrality, and a lot of people say that there's still a chance to fight back, and that it still has to go through a lot of obstacles, and that there are a lot of politicians out there that are trying to prevent it from happening. So all I can say is that we just have to wait and see, because only the FCC has voted to do this. Now, whether or not they can do this, then now we know that they want to do this for sure, now that they voted on it, but whether or not they can do it is another question entirely that we're going to have to see if it will come to pass for 2018.
Yeah, I think what worries me more is that I feel like the internet serves as the modern day marketplace of ideas, and that this could work to slow that down, regardless of what your ideas are. You have the ability to go on there and converse with people who agree or disagree with you, and this could make it more difficult to access information you're looking for, or to converse with people, again, who agree or disagree with whatever you think, which is not a good thing.
Yeah, again, going back into speculation, people are afraid that this can also lead to censorship with certain internet providers, blocking out certain people and blocking out certain voices from their packages when they provide internet to their customers.
Netflix is worried about it. I called them up directly when the law passed to see how it would affect them, because I was trying to find more information about it. They have they have an already pre-established statement. They said, let me read you the pre-established statement that they're planning to fight it in every way possible, legally and politically and whatever else. And then off the record, the dude was like, yeah, man, this thing sucks. Like, it could be trouble for Netflix going forward, because they could really slow down Netflix depending on which provider you have. If a provider decides to slow that down. And I'm really oversimplifying this because the guy knew way more about this than I do, but that's what he had said. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lydia, thank you so much. Etiquette. Yes, that is it. There is that level of etiquette that Japanese businesses have towards the everyday consumer, where it's like these businesses treat their employees and their customers like actual people, as opposed to just these things that you can get money from. But yeah, that was what I was going. That is the word I was trying to go for. Thanks again. And yeah, you mentioned before about this potentially slowing down the Netflix's services, and I think didn't that already happen on another occasion where some internet businesses, some internet provider was trying to slow down Netflix in order to force them in or strong arm them into raising their prices.
I'm not sure. Brayden, know anything about that?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, I feel like I must have heard it from somewhere, but
We can make it a thing if you want, Andres, and start spreading that around.
Oh my god!
It is the internet. This is where rumors are birthed. Yeah.
Hey guys, did you hear Japan really isn't a place? It's all made up.
I heard Andres just lives on a rock, actually, in the middle of the ocean. Right?
Oh my god! Did you try to kill your apprentice, Andres, in his sleep?
Is that what happened to Nshoma?
I shouldn't have come back.
You and David just have that R2D2 moment on the Falcon when you go back up. He shows you the hologram of the first SO or the second SOS episode.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
That was a cheap move.
And boy, and let's see, anything else to talk about for 2017?
Well, Shin Godzilla for doing 2016, right? This come up, right?
Ooh, that's we. How many times has Shin Godzilla been discussed on the internet?
Too many times, in fact.
Indeed,
it was a thing, and now it
happened.
It happened.
I was there.
I was there. And it was a thing, and it happened, and we're over it now.
Yes, move on.
Now there's a new thing. It happened only in Japan. So
and it sucks, but no,
not really.
Wait, how did you see it again? Andres?
In Japan.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Japan.
okay. Just want to make sure.
There we go, Adam. Comcast just tried to force Netflix into raising its monthly fees by slowing down its internet. It's slowing down its services, its servers. Okay. Let's see, YouTube. When it came to YouTube, 2017 was also quite a mess of a year. I mean, there was like the notification bell, which was like an extra subscribe button if you want to like fully subscribe to the person. Let's see, there was like the demonetization, where it's like, oh, your videos are inappropriate, so you don't get any money, no matter what the context of your content is. There was the whole PewDiePie incident where the Wall Street Journal was accusing PewDiePie of anti-Semitic humor, which led a bunch of advertising companies to leave YouTube, causing what many YouTubers call the adpocalypse. So a lot of people lost a lot of income since then. I remember I was talking to a D-Man 1954, who is an arguably rather popular Godzilla YouTuber, and he makes a decent amount of money from YouTube, and he told me that, his ad revenue went down quite a bit after the adpocalypse. Let's see, there was what were some other things? Oh yeah, there was the crazy thing that happened between the Spider-Man Elsa videos where, like, let's see, I know you know about this, Brayton, but Matt, are you aware of the creepy Spider-Man Elsa quote-unquote kid channels on this website?
Yeah, because my kids were watching them, and I was like, what are you guys? Okay, we're not watching this anymore.
Okay, thank God, because it's like, yeah, if your kids are as internet savvy as we are, it's like you as a father needs to know about these channels.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, even on like even though like YouTube has a somewhat of a safer version of YouTube called YouTube Kids, those creepy Spider-Man Elsa videos still appear on YouTube, on the YouTube Kids app.
Because that's where mine were watching it at.
Oh dear God! Because they just spam their videos full of tags, and their titles make no sense simply because it's like they're just trying to appeal to the algorithm. Oh, that was another thing. There was a big change in the algorithm, so it's like people have to work even harder to keep up with a lot of the corporate businesses that are making their own YouTube channels to promote stuff like Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon or Ellen DeGeneres or movie trailers. Let's see. Oh, but back to the Spider-Man Elsa thing. Finally, there was a thing that happened called ElsaGate, where mainstream media finally noticed these videos and started making a big fuss about it, saying, "What is this inappropriate content doing on YouTube? Apparently, it might be related to a pedophile ring." And then YouTube finally stepped in and tried taking those videos down, which is really shameful of YouTube, because only when they were losing money did they finally decided to take down those channels.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
boy.
pretty bad.
Yeah. Let's see. Cody says, "What's this about Spider-Man Elsa creepy vids? Literally never heard about it until now."
Look it up. It's a story.
Lydia says, "Thank you so much for introducing me to that kaiju. I say that with embittered sarcasm."
Yeah.
You're welcome, Lydia. Like, for anyone who doesn't know about this, if you really want to go down this horrible rabbit hole, go on YouTube, open up your tab, go onto YouTube on that tab, go to the search bar, just put Spider-Man Elsa, click search, and you will be bombarded with a bunch of strange, bizarre, like, thumbnails with, like, people in really bad Spider-Man Elsa cosplay or maybe some Joker and Venom and Catwoman and Maleficent and maybe Black Spider-Man and Pink Spider-Man and some other stuff, and it's really, really weird. It's like a lot of people like H3H3 would believe that this is all just like some like secret fetish material that's trying to pass it off as kids content.
Yeah, and you do have to kind of watch it a little bit, because like at first glance, I'm always checking out what my kids are looking at. So
yeah,
looking, I'm like, oh, okay, it's Spider-Man,
it's
Elsa. Yeah, they're like going to jump in a kid pool or something. Like, okay, it looks kind of funny. But if you watch like a few minutes, you're like, wait, there's some weird stuff going on here that I don't want you guys to check it out yet. And
I mean, there's some weird like fecalphilia and like pregnancies and and syringes for some reason.
Yeah.
Again, I'm so glad you are here, Matt, because again, as a father, you would not want to have your children exposed to any of this, and yet it's everywhere on the goddamn website now. Up until now.
And it did have like a huge following for a little bit there, because you look at like the number of views, subscribers, whatever's gigantic.
Yeah. The views are in like the millions, if not like the tens and hundreds of millions. And the thing is, like, if you think about it, it's really genius if you think about it, because it's like there's no dialogue whatsoever, so automatically it appeals to people. It transcends the boundaries of the language boundaries, and
and to put it in perspective, okay, I'm old, but when I was a kid, they had like Spider-Man on the Electric Company, where he didn't talk and he's kind of like bubbles, and it looks kind of like it's shot like that, like a very cheap Spider-Man costume, like you said, and he runs around doing goofy things. So like if you just take a quick look at these videos, that's what it looks like until you sit down and you watch the whole thing, and like you said, all these weird, inappropriate stuff pops up in the background, and it sneaks through the kids' YouTube thing. So,
and you feature these popular characters. Elsa from Frozen is like perhaps like the most popular. The most popular characters among little girls. Spider-Man's the most popular character among little boys. You put the two together in the crossover, and it's like it's like a giant money printing machine.
Yeah,
and just have them doing wacky skits with public domain music in the background, and the characters not actually pantomiming everything.
Ugh.
Yeah, let's see.
Chips away at the soul. But yes, in conclusion, 2017, what a year.
Yeah. The adpocalypses and demonetizations and Spider-Man and Elsa Gates, as it's now called, and politics and good movies, bad movies, all of it coming right at you. It came right at you. And now it's finished, but we know there's going to be so much
more to come.
So much more to come. Happy holidays, everybody.
And we forgot. Anyway. Yes, questions, though.
Yes. So
yeah, please.
We will go into the question section of Audio Synchronicity. So if you have any questions you would like to ask me, Brayton, or Matt, or any combination of the three of us, please do so now or forever hold your peace. Yeah. So, how has so while we're waiting for questions to pop up, how was the holidays for you guys?
Go ahead, Brayton.
Horrible. I got sick and it was bad, but other than that, I was good.
I know how that felt because I was sick for the last 3 days and my voice is still recovering from that.
Yeah, and I went most of the winter, or most of the winter without. I guess it's still technically winter, isn't it? But
yeah,
for a while.
Yeah, I didn't get sick at all, and I was fine until it started snowing. Like the day it started snowing was the day I just got awfully sick. Just badness all around. I had to sleep with a humidifier for my. It was awful.
I didn't know
it was that bad.
I didn't know what a humidifier was until this winter, but because it got so cold and dry back in Japan, I bought a humidifier for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have a question.
Yeah.
You guys.
Sorry, but before we answer Sci-Fi Dragon, Lydia had another YouTube controversy that was also really disturbing. Anyone familiar with Daddy-O5?
I'm not familiar with that one.
Okay.
No idea.
Like, again, this is something that might be a little personal to you, Matt, as a family man. But there's this individual called Daddy-O5 who he and his wife would pull off quote-unquote pranks on their children, mainly targeted towards their son. I forgot what was the son's name, but most of the pranks would involve them physically and verbally abusing their kids. To the point where it's potentially like mentally scarring them, and eventually mainstream media and other YouTubers took notice of this and saying, wow, this is some really fucked up shit that you're doing to your kids. And so eventually Child Protective Services were called in to take custody away from the two parents' children.
Really, it's kind of like a real life Meg from Family Guy type of thing.
Yes, yeah, that's a good comparison. This was Meg in real life for these small kids.
Jeez, that's terrible.
Yeah.
So we got a question: if
okay,
our stories remain an animated series, who would you want to voice it?
Oh wait, sorry.
For Crooked Lore.
Let's see. Oh, sorry. If we had a previous question. Let's see. Oh yeah, for recommendation, if you have a question, please put in capital letters question before typing in your actual question. Thank you. So Sci-Fi Dragon.
Yeah, you had a question too. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Sci-Fi Dragon says, have you any of you guys played or heard of the PC game Saurian? Sorry, Sci-Fi Dragon, I have not.
Nor me.
No.
Okay. Spooky Bones says, question, will you ever bring your podcast to SoundCloud and apps like that? That's a good question, Spooky Bones. I said in the past I will look into that, but I unfortunately have not had the time, but I'll try to make that a resolution for 2018. Let's see.
Lydia, do you think we'll see House of M or Avengers versus X-Men movie?
Ooh. House of M. Is that the storyline where Scarlet Witch reformed the universe so that in this alternate universe mutants were in charge of the Earth?
Yeah, I don't know if we'll... you know what, now that she mentions it, I kind of feel like that might be a way to reboot the X-Men into the MCU.
Yeah.
If they did something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like how they're thinking Flashpoint might be a reboot for the DCEU. I think you could do a House of M X-Men movie and then have them kind of now in the MCU. I wonder about that. That would be kind of interesting.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I do think we'll probably get Avengers versus X-Men at some point.
Yeah.
And they spent $60 billion on it, so...
Yeah, I mean, it would be a very fun movie, but personally, I probably wouldn't want to see that, because I feel like we already got our hero versus hero movie with Civil War.
No, I agree. I don't know if it'd be a good movie, but I think
Yeah.
we'll probably see it down the line.
Yeah. I mean,
So.
you and I have talked about this during the idea that we have for a crossover, where we don't want to have a versus crossover, but rather like a team up crossover. It feels like
Yes.
a lot of crossovers nowadays are all versus. Very rarely do we come across like team up crossovers or movies or crossovers that are solely team up without any sort of conflict.
Yeah.
Let's see. But yeah, it does. I would say that if an Avengers versus X-Men movie was made, it would be very marketable and make a lot of money. Okay. Let's see. Crooked Lore Productions says, question to Andres and Matt, if your stories were made into an animated series movie, who would you want to voice in it? That's a funny thing, because I actually envisioned certain voices for my Draco Azul comic, and I actually had what was his name? What was the name of the actor who did Spider-Man in the '90s series? Like Christopher Daniel Barnes?
Yeah. I can picture his voice. I don't know his name, but I know the guy you're talking about.
Okay, because I imagined him to do like the voice of the main protagonist for Primal Warrior Draco Azul. Let's see.
Let me see for me. Go ahead.
For the main, his trainer, his like AI trainer, I always envision like the voice of like Danny DeVito from his role, from the role of Phil from Hercules, kind of like this this rough and like withered, gritty, like not gritty, but like sort of like he's been around the block sort of deal. He's been with the greats, he's trained the best, and now he's like he's more like very sarcastic and a bit flustered with like his current trainee. Let's see.
For me, I'm thinking like in the Chimera series, I've always pictured Keith David as General Parsons, just because Parsons would be that type of voice, and Keith David did like Goliath on Gargoyles and Spawn in the animated series. So he's got that really like commanding voice. God, it'd be my dream to have Bruce Campbell voice somebody in one of my things. You know, I doubt that'll ever happen, but that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. But again, maybe like you keep talking about, you mentioned before about the your Atomic Rex movie, like it's currently like your script is currently being passed around Hollywood in the hopes of finding a studio, right, for a movie adaptation of your most popular novel. And so who knows, maybe you know, if you potentially make your movie into like an animated movie, then you can possibly have the studio might have enough money to hire Bruce Campbell to do a voice.
Yeah, that's a possibility. We have talks with Netflix coming up, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes.
And Netflix does have Ash vs. Evil Dead on there. So
they do. So maybe I'll throw it out there. You know how it is for me, man. Is if they want to get it done, they can pick who they want. You know, if they want to put for me, I'll be happy to give it to them. But if we can get it done, we'll roll with that.
Okay. And let's see. Have you had a story in mind that you would have a particular voice actor or actor for, Brayton?
Well, and Shoma and I are producing a radio play based off of Waffle Man, who was a previous character on one of these audio synchronicity episodes. And this will never happen because he's passed away. But Phil Hartman as the voice of Waffle Man is almost
Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman, you may know him from such movies as
yes, the way we're writing it, because he and I are collaborating. That's something we both agreed upon, was that a Phil Hartman voice is perfect for this sleazy character, Bruce Mansley, who is a superhero for all the wrong reasons. It'd be perfect, but yeah, you'll see when it comes out.
Excellent. Yeah. I guess you would have. I think maybe Billy West might be the best person to do a Phil Hartman style voice, because I think he may have. I think it was Phil Hartman was trying. Was that his name, or did I mess it up?
No, that's his name. Yeah.
Okay, Phil Hartman was going to do Zap Brannigan, but unfortunately he passed away. So Billy West took over, doing somewhat of an homage to to Phil Hartman when doing Zap Brannigan in Futurama. So maybe
Yeah.
Billy West might be like your best choice for a modern day Waffle Man.
Oh my god,
voice.
yes, I'll just have fucking Billy West do the whole thing if I can get Billy
Yeah,
West.
yeah. If you get Billy West, just roll that, man.
I mean, I don't need to hire anyone else.
You don't need anyone else. Just have him.
Wow.
Have you ever seen him do the scene, redo the scene between when Marty McFly first meets 1955 Doc Brown?
I haven't seen that. That
Yeah,
sounds amazing.
Because
Yeah.
Billy West does both voices. He uses his Fry voice for Marty McFly and Professor Farnsworth for Doc Brown.
Yeah.
Let's see. Adam Walford was correcting me on his name. Walford. Okay, thank you very much, man. Let's see. Luke TD says, question, what is your favorite stand from JoJo? Ooh, that's a good question. It's a very boring one, but I'm gonna have to go to Star Platinum. It's always very bad. It's always cool to see him go Oda 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 when he's punching the shit out of his enemies.
I still need to see this because you've talked to me about JoJo's. What is it? JoJo's Bizarre Adventures? Is that it?
Exactly. Yeah, adventure.
Yes. Yes. I need to see this because it sounds amazing, and I need to see it for myself.
I haven't seen it either, but you talk about it enough where I want to go check it out now.
Yeah. And now you have seen artwork depicting Godzilla as Star Platinum, so how can you resist that now?
Yeah, and Draco Azul and the sort of style too. I need to see this.
Yes, exactly. You know, I've now fused the Godzilla and JoJo fan bases together.
You have. You're not only a trendsetter, you're also a I don't know.
A setter of trends.
A setter of trends, but also a setter of crossovers, I guess. I don't know. Bringing different universes together.
In ways that nobody asked for.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's our Andres.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum. Let's see. Jordan says, question, has anyone seen Red vs. Blue? Yes, and I love it. Anyone else?
No, I've not seen it.
Okay.
I've not seen it. What is that, by the way? I've heard people talk about it.
It comes from like kind of the old and the olden days of the YouTubes. This was back when a couple of people made a web series by recording game footage of Halo, I think Halo 1, and so they would have their characters in, multicolored armor, and it's like capture the flag, and they would make a storyline out of these two teams that are playing capture the flag. And eventually they give these characters backstory. There's like a strong sense of camaraderie between all of them. It's kind of like, imagine the SOS if they were Space Marines, where it's like these people who clearly, they hate each other, but they clearly love each other as well and wouldn't be able to be who they are without each other. And these people, eventually the Red versus Blue grew in popularity to where the point where Microsoft eventually decided to start helping them out and gave them the chance to start animating their characters beyond the gameplay, the stiff, rigid gameplay movements. So in certain sequences they would have like full body animation, and at which point the series starts getting more serious. They start introducing more heavily dramatic and sci-fi oriented storylines, and occasionally going back and forth between serious stories and very comedic stories, depending on what characters they're focusing on.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of this small thing that grew crazy big over time, and you can get the first 5 seasons, I think, or maybe the first 5 or 10 seasons on Blu-ray. And that's considered like the golden. I think it was the first 5 seasons, and that's considered like the golden age of Red versus Blue, when it was like the story was simple and the comedy was spot on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lydia says, "I feel your pain, Brayton. I am still going through the flu right now. It sucks."
Oh, it's so awful and miserable when you can't breathe because you're so stuffed up.
What I hate the most are the cold sweats. Where your body, like, you try to wrap yourself in blankets and you're sweating. You remove the blankets and you're freezing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Question, Matt. Which story of yours did you find the most difficult to write?
I would say Operation Rock. It's one of the more. It's the one that's most well received. It's not like the most popular, but when people come around to it, they like it the most. But because it's got so much delving into the characters and their thoughts, it's the most difficult one to write, I would say.
Okay, let's see.
Although I'm working on a sequel right now. Working on a sequel. So yeah, we're getting there, and then I have to maybe another crossover with somebody. I don't know. We'll have to see how that works out. But that's on my current agenda.
Right. I have no idea who that is.
Me neither. Brayton.
Yeah, probably an asshole. Let's see. The average kid says, question, what are your thoughts on some of the other things in media that returned, like games or shows such as Samurai Jack, Crash Bandicoot, DuckTales, and things like that? Let's see. Loved Samurai Jack Season 5. Loved Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy, and never saw DuckTales because I never grew up with DuckTales. I grew up with
you poor unfortunate soul.
You missed out, man.
I grew up, you know what's sad? I grew up with the Quack Pack. That's how sad I was.
You mean, did you grow up with the Goof Troop?
I did grow up with Goof Troop, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And Bonkers, but nobody ever talks about Bonkers.
Geez, you're sure
for good reason.
When you were a kid.
You see, I was never a Disney. I was never a Disney TV fan. I was always been into Fox Kids and Kids WB, but the only time I was ever into Disney was one Saturday morning, but that was obviously like way after like the heyday of Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers and Tailspin and Darkwing
Duck. That was a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel sorry for I missed out on a lot of the Cartoon Network because in Edmonton we didn't get Cartoon Network. We got Teletoon, which was like
that weird shit.
Yeah. And there was a Teletoon Retro, I think, that showed like old Warner Brothers cartoons. So I loved those when I was little.
Yeah.
But I missed out on like Samurai Jack and Dexter's Lab and all that shit.
Man. I feel pretty privileged all of a sudden. I kind of, nostalgia purposes, I like that these things are coming back. I've seen a lot of the DuckTales. You know, my kids are into it. It's like, oh, we had DuckTales when I was a kid. But it's kind of good in that they're putting a different spin on it. I wouldn't like to see just a brand retelling of the same type of stories again. You know, I feel like that would be more of a ripoff. So they're going a little bit of a different direction with it. So I think that's kind of cool.
Now, if we can get a reboot of Duck Dodgers, then I'll be satisfied in life.
Let's see. Oh, another retro thing I remembered was Sonic Mania. I still need to get that game, but that was a thing that everyone enjoyed for the most part. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to mention for 2017, the Nintendo Switch came out, which surprised everyone with how good it was. And it's crazy that it's already sold more than the Wii U in 1 year. It sold more in 1 year than the Wii U did in like the 4 or 5 years it was out on the market. But yeah, let's see. Lewis asks, what are your thoughts and hopes for the new Godzilla manga that will be released in Shonen Jump next year? My thoughts, well, there's hardly anything to go on since we don't know who's going to be doing it. My hopes is that they will at least flesh out the cast more so than they did in the actual movie. Let's see. Anyone else's hopes and thoughts for the new Godzilla manga that'll have act as like a somewhat of a prequel-ish? No, I don't think it's a prequel. It's just going to have some vague connection to the recent movie, anime movie.
What's a manga?
Well, it's a crazy word that the Japanese made to describe comic books.
Wait, that implies that the Japanese are real, Andres.
Yeah, we haven't really established that yet. You haven't brought any evidence to us.
That's true. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sci-Fi Dragon says, question, have you guys heard of Them's Fightin' Herds? I've heard about that through Matt Frank, because I know Matt Frank is a huge fan of My Little Pony. And from what I understand from Matt's post, which was like from a year or two ago, apparently someone wanted to make a My Little Pony fighting game, but they didn't have the rights to do it, so they made an original animal fighting game, but in the similar art style to My Little Pony, but they're not ponies, and they were on Kickstarter, but I have no idea if it was successfully funded or not because I honestly don't care.
Yeah, it's the first I've heard of it, so I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. Let's see. Lydia says, question, have you seen the new DuckTales cartoon? I unfortunately have not, Lydia, since I barely have enough time to keep up with the few animated shows I actually am fans of, given that I do not have a traditional access to American television. But have you let's see, have either of you seen the new, I know, Matt, you've seen the new DuckTales, right, through your children?
It's pretty good. Like, it's one of those shows where they can enjoy it and I can enjoy it for the most part. The animation's a little bit more stylized than the older show. But the stories have been pretty good. Again, like, I can't say as an adult, like, it's worth necessarily going out of your way to DVR it all the time. But if you like it, it's cool. And, certainly you have kids, you can enjoy it with them. So I have seen it. I do think it's pretty solid.
Okay.
Yes, I resemble that remark. I've only seen the first episode, but yeah, from what I've seen, it's not half bad.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, enjoyable. Yeah.
Let's see. Hopefully, this will lead to a new Darkwing Duck show.
That's the hope.
Yes.
That's where I want.
That's the ticket.
That's the ticket. Let's see. Oh, we are far behind on questions. Let's see. Crooked says, question, is our crossover a versus... Oh, is our crossover a versus crossover? He's referring to, like, the crossover between his characters and my avatar in the recent Rebirth of Mothra reviews.
He's referring to your confusing as hell universe that you've created.
Am I a human being or am I a talking blue chibi robot?
What is real?
I wouldn't really call it a versus crossover, Crooked. I guess it's more of like more of a I guess it is. It's like it's me versus it's Kaiju Noir versus Augustine the Crooked Man.
It's the Kaiju Noir Crooked Lore Power Hour is what it is.
it's Dr. Forrester versus Joel from MST3K.
Yeah, pretty much.
Essentially enforcing one character forcing another character to watch a bad movie. So I guess it is a versus in that sense.
Ergo forcing your editor to watch the bad movie too.
Let's see.
I'll never forgive you.
I don't expect you to. To Michael Jackson Helm says, question, Matt, do you ever plan to do a crossover with The Rocks?
Yeah, I love The Rock. I smelled him just cooking for a while now, so I couldn't help myself. But yeah, The Rock and I are good friends, so we're doing a crossover soon. A non-Disney crossover, I have to say. But no, seriously, answer this question. Yeah, I'm working on the sequel right now, which will certainly leave the door open for a potential crossover down the line. So.
Cool. Let's see. Cody says, question, do you guys think we'll ever see less or more experimental superhero movies going forward? I think we might see more because at this point, some formulas are starting to get stale, in my opinion, so I feel like the only way they can continue is if they do go more experimental, like the New Mutants.
Yeah, that trailer looked interesting, didn't it? Like, more of like a horror movie?
Yeah, I was really surprised by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disney will still let that come out as such, I guess, or...
Who knows what's going to happen to that, all the future plans like that. Let's see. Adam Walford says, question, which anime studio would you pick to do a Dark Tower anime?
Ooh, that's a good question.
My pick is always going to be Gainax. Because they're the craziest motherfuckers who are willing to be the most experimental.
You would need somebody like that to do Dark Tower the way it needs to be done.
Correctly, yeah.
Let's see. King Brutal says, oi, lads. What are your...
Oi!
Oi, lads.
Oi.
What are your thoughts on Dr. McNinja Andros? What?
Groundskeeper Willie has joined us, and this is nice.
Is it the greatest synthesis of physical combat and medical analysis of our time?
Yes. Always.
Yes. I have nothing more to say on that.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. So.
Let's see. Lydia says, question, do you have any female voice actors in mind for any of your projects? I guess technically, like, my friend Crook, my animator / friend Crooked, does have his go-to female voice actor who goes by the name of Lee Fucci here on YouTube. She's technically the only voice actor who's ever been involved in any of my projects because most of my stuff has just been mainly my own voiceovers. Let's see. Any voice actresses for any of my projects? I don't have any that would require a female voice actor outside of the Godzilla 98 review that I have planned up with me and Crooked. Do any of you guys have anything that have any female voice actors in mind for any of your projects? Or is is she talking about something where it's like a callback to the previous question where what voice actors would you have in mind for any of your projects if they were made into an animated thing? I think that's what she might be referring to, because I mentioned before I was thinking of Christopher Daniel Barnes and Danny DeVito. I do have a female lead character for Primal Warrior Draco Azul, Lydia. For her, I'm not sure what kind of voice actors I can think of for her, because I was thinking of a character who is like a strong-willed, street savvy, like street smart character with a Spanish accent. But I'm not sure if there's a voice actress who has done a similar character like that in the past.
I could say for Chimera is being tossed around for a possible animated film too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that'll be cool if that comes to fruition. But the Diana character in there is they're actually thinking that they might switch her to be the lead character as opposed to like the 1A as she is in the book, which I'm cool with. Yeah. So I was like too, and I don't know her name off the top of my head off the Google real quick, but the girl who did Hawk Girl for Justice League.
Ooh.
I need somebody who like comes across as can be a little snippy and but has a commanding voice too. So I'll have to look that up real quick, see who that was.
Okay.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, because I was kind of thinking of kind of like who did Batgirl for Batman the Animated Series?
Tara Strong.
Okay, I was kind of thinking, imagining like Tara Strong's Batgirl voice as I was reading Chimera.
Yeah.
Tara Strong would be good too. I just feel like that's the answer to every female voice actress.
Right? It's like the most boring one, unfortunately, because she's that talented.
Yeah, she's
done pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, damn it, Tara, give others a chance, damn it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, so it was Maria. I'm gonna probably missay this. Maria Canales Barea did Hawkgirl for Justice League, the animated series, so that's who I'd want to do for me if we couldn't get Tara Strong. So
yeah, and I'm not sure if there are any voice actresses that can do Spanish accents that I have in mind for now. I'm probably blanking out. There probably is an obvious answer out there, but I'm just blanking out right now.
I'd get for Waffle Man. His Robin, his ward, if you will, is Boo the Boyish Wonder, who is an alien elementary school aged girl who's a tomboy. This is Nshoma's idea. Who's from outer space. Yes, that Waffle Man adopted at a young age. And when I'm writing her, I'm thinking of I don't know the voice actress's name, but Buttercup from the Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that voice actress would be great for Boo. Yeah.
Let's see. Cody says, Phil Hartman, such an entertaining personality. Sucks we lost him so long ago and due to such tragic circumstances.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Sean Berry says, Brayton, can I hear your best Harry Powell impression from The Night of the Hunter?
Okay, let's see. Would you like me to tell you the story of the left hand and the right hand? I don't know. He's the only one who's going to get that, but yes. There you go. Thank you.
Let's see.
Robert Mitchum, everybody. Okay.
The Sci-Fi Dragon says, question, do you think there will be more movies in the MonsterVerse after Godzilla vs. Kong? Yes!
Yeah, that's
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give us a Titanosaurus spin-off movie.
Let's see. Crooked says, I imagine Billy West, voice of God from the Futurama episode Godfellas, as the voice of one of my characters in my book. Matthew Denian.
That's me just replying.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still going to use this. Okay.
Let's see. Hey, it's Denny. Hi.
Hey. Oh, hi, Denny.
Let's see. Lydia says, question, have you guys seen Ruby? Unfortunately, I have not, Lydia.
I haven't seen it either.
Okay. Let's see. I am aware that it was an anime-inspired CGI web series that has made by the same crew that made Red vs. Blue, Rooster Teeth studio. Rooster Teeth, that's the name of their studio, and it's also gone equally popular, and you can actually find DVDs and Blu-rays out on like Walmart or Best Buy and whatever. It must be an amazing feeling when you create something on the internet that you can buy on DVD or Blu-ray at your local supermarket.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome.
Yep.
You need to buy your own comic book too, Andres.
Let's see. Well, I do have to pay for them and have them shipped to my house.
Yeah.
I have to when the time comes. Let's see. DeMichael Jackson Helm says, question, what were your thoughts on Ultraman Geed? It's great. Anyone else seen
There you go.
Geed?
I haven't seen it. So.
Okay. Let's see. Average Kid says, question to Andres, will you awaken your masters? I have no masters.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the golf tournament, because I know you're an avid golfer. You're going to play in the Masters this year? Is this how you're going to tell us?
What?
You're not an avid golfer? I thought you were going to play in the Masters tournament this year.
When have I ever stated I was ever into golf?
No, I was just throwing it out there for fun. So
Okay.
Anyway, apparently swing and a miss. I'll take a mulligan on that one. Moving on.
All right, then. Let's see. Cody Bratch says, still never watched JoJo, probably never will. You are dead to me, sir. No, just kidding. Let's see. Sean Berry says, what is your guys' favorite performance Mark Hamill gave? What is your guys' favorite performance Mark Hamill gave as the Joker? Mine personally is Mask of the Phantasm. Let's see.
I would think the Joker's favor from season 1, where like there was a kind of like schlubby guy that the Joker owed a favor. The Joker like ran him off the road. The guy yelled at him, and then instead of killing him, he owed him a favor. That was a pretty good performance.
I'd go Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. The scene, most specifically, the one that sticks out in my head is the scene, the flashback.
Yes,
that was very good.
His voice is just so. It's like he changed his voice a little bit from his typical Joker in that. It's a little more hushed. It's a little deeper.
Yeah.
I really like it though. Yeah.
Very true. Let's see. I think I really like Arkham Knight's portrayal of the Joker. Arkham Knight, where the Joker exists as a figment of Batman's psyche, where it's like Batman is so obsessed with the Joker that his mind is able to produce this like ghostly figure of the Joker that's constantly heckling him throughout the entire game, and he's just like constantly singing, he's laughing, he's berating Batman, and he's just like kind of like acting as his like demonic conscience looming over him. And I love like the Joker's like mental breakdown when Batman finally shoves him away into the depths of his mind for good. It's kind of like you see multiple facets of Mark Hamill's Joker. It's kind of like a nice little swan song to this like Arkham universe's version of the Joker.
Right. But then we got the Killing Joke.
Yeah, I was going to say the answer is not the Killing Joke.
I was actually going to bring that up ironically.
I think he's fine. He's fine.
No, he's fine in that. It's just that the one scene really kills it.
Yeah. The actual Killing Joke part of that movie is fine, but
Let's see. I do have a soft spot for, like, I think it was the Joker's first appearance in maybe not. It was. I think it might have been his first appearance in Batman the Animated Series. The one with
Christmas
Captain
with
Clown.
the Joker.
Christmas with the Joker.
Oh, no,
yeah.
okay, not that one. The one with the with Captain Clown.
Yeah, I like that one too.
You killed Captain Clown. You killed Captain Clown. Let's see.
Although Christmas with the Joker's up there too. Here's your.
I love
Christmas
Christmas with the
Batman.
Joker. Yes.
Let's see. Question: have any of you seen the docu-fiction Alien Planet? Yes, and I am a big fan of that fake documentary, CGI documentary. Has anyone seen Alien Planet? Where they take like this robot, they take two scientists from Earth, take two robots that look like giant blimps, send them to an alien planet and have them study the wildlife in that planet until they come across two alien cavemen that are capable of communication.
No, it sounds cool though. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, actually, it's available on YouTube. I can send it to you guys after we're done here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's see. Favorite episode from Samurai Jack Season 5? Ooh, definitely the fight between Jack and the Daughters of Aku in the white snowy battleground.
Nice.
Let's see.
Okay.
Sci-Fi Dragon says, question, what do you think of the idea of turning rejected animated TV pilots into feature films? Okay, I guess that can work. I mean, I guess the first thing that comes to mind is the Amazing Screw-On Head, which was a failed TV pilot based off of Mike Mignola's one-shot character of the same name. So I can see that turning into I can see a movie made based on the Amazing Screw-On Head. Let's see. Rejected TV pilots. None are coming to mind at the moment. I'm blanking out here.
The only rejected TV pilot that's coming to mind is "Heil, Honey, I'm Home," and I don't think we need a feature film of that.
Are you sure, Brayton?
Yeah, I think we've had enough of that.
I don't know. I think you can pull off a pretty.
As a culture.
I think you could pull off a pretty good Führer.
I think if I'm playing Hitler, then yes, make more of it. Gay Hitler is my favorite anime character now. It's not
gay Jewish Hitler.
I want a feature film of the Hitler from the remake of The Producers, the really flamboyant Heil myself Hitler. I want that. That's the good. Or John Cleese Hitler from Monty Python. You know, either one.
Let's see. Or Disney's Hitler, which is a real thing, surprisingly.
I wouldn't doubt it.
When the Führer said, "We is the master race. We heil. Right in
is that the Donald Duck crossover?
Yeah,
where
yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's where Donald Duck gets post-traumatic stress disorder, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't stand that. Whoa.
He can't stand it either.
Let's see. What was it? Cody says, I'm with Sean Barry about my favorite Mark Hamill performance of the Joker. Denny says, Netflix has seasons 1 through 13 of Red vs. Blue. That is definitely true. Sean says, who is the most pretentious filmmaker in your opinion?
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean by pretentious? So go on Facebook, like which way they talk, or more.
Which way they talk? Whatever. Let's see. Sean says, what got you guys into noir films? I think it's mostly a combination of noir influenced media, like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Batman the Animated Series, bizarrely enough, The Spirit.
I would say I was talking to you about this a while ago when we were doing some of our reviews. One of the things that got me into it actually was when they turned the Hulk into Mr. Fix-It. And that kind of series where it's very like noirish with the Hulk. And then, like you said, Batman certainly helped out and going forward from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Totally.
Andres, here's a question. It's something I've watched recently, and it's an Orson Welles film. It's actually his least favorite film, but it's one of my favorite of his. Mm-hmm. And I think you'd like it because it's really noir. Have you ever seen The Stranger?
No, I have not seen The Stranger.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's really interestingly shot.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, a lot of great use of shadows and like camera angles. It's really great. You should see it.
Nice.
Andres, by the way, thank you for suggesting Detour, man. I can't wait to do that review. That was great.
You're welcome. Yeah, I can't wait to analyze Detour when I'm back in Japan after the holidays. Let's
back where?
see. Back in Japan.
But that doesn't exist.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, right.
Where?
When I'm back in Asia.
Is that a robot or something? What is your?
Let's see. Denny says Bonkers is awesome. Shush. I actually rewatched Bonkers, and I do like it. It's kind of like if you ever wanted to see Roger Rabbit slightly tweaked and turn into an ongoing series, I think it might satisfy you for those like wanting more Bonkers, more Roger Rabbit.
Which we desperately need more of.
Absolutely, yeah. In fact, I would have loved it. Speaking of noir, I would have loved if they made that like buddy detective cop.
Yes.
Pitch with Mickey Mouse and Roger Rabbit. That was an actual thing that was pitched around Disney for a while, but I guess it was never picked up.
That could be the failed animated show that they turned into a movie that came up earlier. We should do that one.
We can do that. Yeah. Let's see. Sean Berry says, speaking of things that need to come back, Teen Titans. Do what Samurai Jack did and give it the Adult Swim treatment. Okay, yeah, I can see that working. Let's see, Crooked says, I forgot all about Bonkers. Sean Berry says, favorite Cartoon Network shows? Megas XLR and Symbionic Titan. Boom.
Yeah, I would say Megas and Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Yeah. I gotta throw Johnny Bravo up there, too. Just an amazing creature.
Let's see. Oh, I guess it's technically not Cartoon Network, but it was aired on Cartoon Network, the Godzilla Hanna-Barbera series. Let's see. Dexter's Laboratory, I already mentioned that, yeah. Let's see. King Brutal says, Teletoon, what the shit kind of Russian abomination, ... Teletoon,
telephone, Brayton. It's an interesting thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Adam Walford says, hell yeah, Darkwing Duck. Yeah, that was another, I guess that was slightly, I know that was based on The Shadow, which also had a tinge of noir in there.
Yeah. That
I was exposed to. Let's see. Denny says, then Brayton will not be satisfied ever.
What?
Spooky Bones
I'm
says,
satisfied.
Spooky Bones says, question, I have an idea for a Godzilla movie. So a group of people go to Mars where they find an ancient alien base where a virus that turns them into an alien that evolves to fight Godzilla. Okay.
Thank you for your idea. Let me steal it and sell it to Hollywood. Oh.
I know, I was like, why are you telling us this?
Wasn't that like a rejected movie or something along those lines?
It reminds me a bit of The X from Outer Space, where it's like a tiny little spore that grows into a monster.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen something along those lines as a Godzilla script that fell apart.
Oh, kind of like Godzilla versus the Griffin, where it was like this,
right.
This thing that absorbs the DNA of Earth animals to then grow a body, and it was made by aliens to fight Godzilla, who himself was created by aliens to fight these other aliens.
Yeah, something.
Have Godzilla versus the Thing. Although we did kind of have that, but still, the real thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Where is it? Where I lost my place. Oh yeah, here it is. Crooked. Question, Matt. My book only has about 3 chapters in the epilogue left in my book, but I'm having trouble fighting through writer's block to finish it. Is that normal when you're about to finish a book?
It varies from person to person and story to story. Certainly not abnormal. Let me put it to you that way. I know a lot of writers who run into that issue with wrapping up a story when they get there. Oftentimes, I find that a story rarely ends where I originally envisioned it ending, so I'll let the story kind of take me to where it needs to finish up at, and that maybe will help you out some.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Luke TD says, question, what are the abilities of Draco Azul? Let's see, without giving too much of spoilers away, Draco Azul is powered mostly through lightning, and stores it in his body and uses it to power himself. However, he can also expel lightning in the form of the Draco Striker attack, which is essentially a big lightning bolt blast from his the horn on his head. Unfortunately, by using the Draco Striker lightning attack, it drains power from him, which would need him to refuel himself through more electricity or lightning. Let's see. He also has the large blades on his forearms, which can detach and he can hold as handheld blades. And finally, he has the scarf that's able to he can use as a lasso, or that it can use as an extra third arm that he can controls through the thoughts and brain patterns of the pilots through the pilot's brainwaves. Let's see, that's like a basic rundown of Draco Azul's powers. Let's see. King Brutal says, manga, the Korean phone book. Let's see, Crooked says, what do I want to see in the Godzilla manga? Fan service!
Yeah.
Let's see. Denny says, objection, Andres, you are incorrect. Me incorrect? How dare you, sir? To be all joking aside, I have no idea what you're referring to, man. Because
no, you better not be incorrect though, Andres, because it's pissing off Denny Roth. He's gonna tell you about dinosaurs until you go extinct, Andres.
Never upset the Roth Squatch.
I know, they're dangerous creatures. They're prone to violence.
Honestly, I have no idea what you're referring to, Denny, since it's been a while. I'm assuming it's been a while since you posted that comment, and I'm still behind on the comments. All right, let's see. Crooked Lore, human fan service. Let's see. Sci-Fi Dragon says it was successfully funded. Also, it was on Indiegogo, not Kickstarter. Okay, maybe that's what Denny was was talking to me about. Was calling me out on, I mean. Denny says, my fighting herds was hit with... Oh, them's fighting herds was hit with a cease and desist by Hasbro, but Lauren Faust offered her assistance in redesigning the characters for a new fighting game. Okay, I did hear about that through Matt Frank's posts. Let's see. Cody says, I like the new DuckTales fine, but I prefer the original due to childhood bias. Sci-Fi Dragon says, yes, and I gotta say, from what I've seen of the game, I'm pretty excited about it. Okay, they're talking about it. Okay, DeMichael Jackson Helm says, what are your thoughts on the Lego Batman and Ninjago? I'm assuming he's talking about the movies. I really enjoyed Lego Batman. Never saw Ninjago because I have never seen the TV show and I have no attachment to that brand. Now,
I thought
the same here.
I thought Lego Batman was tremendous. I did see Lego Ninjago. It was okay. I don't really follow the show, but it was decent. But Lego Batman was great, I thought.
Okay. From what I hear, Lego Ninjago has like zero connection to the TV show and kind of sort of like a soft reboot.
It seems to maybe take place in the same shared universe, if you will, as Lego Batman and Lego Movie.
Yeah.
Where it's sort of like half in the real world universe. So,
right.
You know, more along those lines.
Okay. Let's see. Average Kid says Darkwing is confirmed to be in the new DuckTales universe. Huzzah. Let's see. Sean Berry says, last question. What are your hopes for 2018? Happy New Year's, guys. My hopes for 2018 is that I'll be able to finally reach a level of Japanese where I am able to communicate on a casual level and hopefully be able to watch and listen to movies and TV shows and understand them for the most part without subtitles. My next biggest hope is being able to successfully launch issue 1 of Primal Warrior Draco Azul. Hopefully with the holidays starting to wrap up, we can get back into production real soon. You guys?
Go ahead, Brayton.
I'm hoping I don't explode. Because I'm feeling a little combustible as of late. Because of all the stress, you know. College and everything, very stressful. Financial problems. But yes, I'm hoping all goes well.
Yeah, this is still your freshman year.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I'm gonna have to get going soon. I'm hoping that we make more progress on one of the movies from my books getting made, either one would be fantastic. That's in the mix. And then to finish 3 more novels this year is on my to-do list. So,
all right, excellent. Let's see. Crooked says, how is our crossover confusing? A chibi robot made a deal with a dark, ghostly fit-like figure and his cat girl to give him the ability to move. How is that confusing?
Yes, but where does it fit in with the overarching Kaiju Noir Draco Azul universe? Crooked lore. First off, if you I'm not going to go into this whole tangent again, Andres. But first off, if you freeze him in motion, how does he upload? Are you uploading his reviews? How's he getting his reviews done? How's he getting his other videos done? Is Draco Azul himself the YouTuber, or does he? I don't know. I'll write a big essay about this and put it on Facebook.
No, you should make a video out of it.
Oh, I should make like a game theory, film theory sort of video.
Yeah. And just have like that.
But that's just a theory. A Kaiju Noir theory, a YouTube theory or something. I don't know.
Kaiju YouTuber theory.
Yeah. And cut.
And the thumbnail is that pose of Chibi Draco Azul doing the face palm.
Yes.
Let's see.
Guys, I'm sorry. I got to tag out. I got hungry kids that need to eat dinner. So
all right.
I got to take care of that. Happy New Year to everybody out there, you two in particular. So
Happy New Year, Matt.
Before you head out, do you want to do a quick pimp out of your books?
Always.
Right.
So
I got the image right here that I shared with both of you of all 3 of your Atomic Rex books.
Yes, the newest Atomic Rex book is out, the 3rd one. I also have Chimera Scourge of the Gods, Operation Rock, Kaiju Corps. Check me out at www.matthewdenny.com and on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm all over the place. And through the many reviews we do with Andres and continue to do going forward this year, right? So that'll be fantastic. Thank you again for having me, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. God bless
take care,
you,
man.
good sir.
Yep.
All right, then. There goes a brave man.
Brave Matt Denny-yan.
All right, so let's see. Moving forward, let's see. Question, has anyone seen the Gainax anime, This Ugly Yet Beautiful World? No. Let's see. Question, how you think about a sci-fi fantasy King Arthur anime or live-action TV series? Sci-fi King Arthur doesn't sound too bad.
No.
Let's see. Cody says E.G. Daly is the name of the actress who played Buttercup. She also did Tommy Pickles on Rugrats. Oh, didn't know that. Let's see. King Brutal, questions of the most utmost importance. What are the odds of Marvel Studios giving us a Marvel vs. Capcom film before 2033? Do you think they'd let Jaden Smith play Mega Man?
No. No.
Let's see. I think that is a very strong possibility, my friend.
You sick, twisted bastard.
As for a Marvel vs. Capcom movie made, ooh, depends on how much Capcom is willing to make movies with Disney, how much they're willing to play ball with Disney and making movies based off their properties, or at least adapting their characters. Because we've seen Disney actually has made they included Street Fighter characters in Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah. They had I'm pretty sure it was they showed Ken, Ryu, Chun-Li maybe, definitely Bison, M. Bison. We've seen, I think, Ryu in Ready Player One, so they are willing to let characters slip in cameo roles. But as far as big actual voiced roles, that's a whole other thing. But then again, this could be an animated project, at which point I can definitely see an animated movie being made for Marvel vs. Capcom. So I would say it's 50-50. I feel like it can go either way. Either way. Let's see. D-Man 1954 says, how long you boys streaming for? Let's see. How long have we been going for at this point?
Let me see. About 2.5 hours, maybe.
Okay, so I guess we can push it to 3 hours. Yeah, and we'll probably like answer these questions here. I'll probably maybe we can go for another half hour, maybe 15 minutes to half an hour just to wrap up these questions that keep coming in. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Question: have any of you seen the Korean monster movie Dragon Wars? No. Let's see. Have you?
Nope.
Okay. Let's see. Mocking the Killing Joke is what got you here, Andres. That it did, Crooked. That it did.
Does Crooked like the Killing Joke?
Yes, he did.
Oh.
The animated movie, I think, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to get frozen. So.
Let's see. Well, I haven't shared you the script for the Godzilla 98 review, but Augustine the Crooked Man already has some plans for you.
Oh my god. I don't even have an avatar!
Let's see. Joseph says, question, when it comes to monsters, giant monsters, kaiju, which do you prefer them to be? The reptilian, dinosaurian, or anthropod, insect, arachnid, crustacean variety? I kind of prefer dinosaurs because at this point I feel like everyone in Hollywood is doing insectoid monsters to death.
Yeah.
Let's see. Question, which of the following 3 films do you find to be the best of the bunch? Batman 89, Darkman, and The Shadow. Batman 89.
Yep.
Let's see. Comment, I disagree. Teen Titans Go is an animated masterpiece that must be allowed to continue.
I want what he's having.
Cody says, death to Teen Titans Go. And then here I am stating, I'm just here like, I don't care.
Can we have Slade from the original Teen Titans fight the Teen Titans from Teen Titans Go? Can we make that happen? I just want to see him brutalize them on.
Well, they did have an episode where Slade returned, but then that was like a clickbait because that wasn't the main focus of the episode. It's like, oh my god, it's our greatest foe ever, Slade. He's returned. Oh my god, this is gonna be the greatest battle of our lives. And like 5 minutes, cut to like 5 minutes later. Wow, that was an amazing fight. So much character development and so much amazing visuals.
I've always wanted to see Slade from the Teen Titans fight Batman from the animated series. I'd always thought that'd be an interesting episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Will you ever do a comic where Flesh Azul fights against the Turducken Kaiju? Flesh Azul is an idea that Crooked and I came up with, or Crooked mostly came up with, where it's like a creepy, like demonic, organic-based version of my robot character. So I don't know what a turducken kaiju. I have no idea what that is.
It's a turkey. What is it? A turkey inside of a? No, it's a duck inside of a chicken inside of a turkey. That'd be horrifying.
It's a chicken in a duck in a turkey.
Right. Okay. I'm getting the order mixed up here.
In other words, it's the monster it's the Frankenstein bird monster that appeared at the end of John Tron's most recent Halloween special.
Oh.
Let's see. But however, if I ever do that, I will have like weird demonic organic Azul fight something else, Crooked. Let's see. Cody Bratch says that's a great idea to explore seeing the Keelax and Ghidorah. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know what he's talking about. Question: of all the actors who played him, who do you think was the best Lord Batoman? Kevin Conroy. Oh, but then that's a boring question. That's a boring answer.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Adam West.
Indeed, boy wonder.
I think
I will always be the best Batman.
Great Scott, Andres. We've got to save. I don't know. Save something from another thing. Anyway, yeah. I think Adam West was the best Batman in terms of that version of Batman. I think he's the one who has played their version the best in live action. Yeah, because with somebody else as that Batman specifically, like if you put Michael Keaton in that role as that Batman, I don't think it works.
You want to get nuts? Well, come on, let's get nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you really think about it, Adam West, there's like really nothing wrong with his performance.
Not
everyone else. There's always something weird there.
Yeah, within the universe of his within his universe, there's absolutely nothing wrong with his performance. It's great.
Let's see. Joel Davis says, question, are the SOS podcast going to review episode 8 eventually, like you guys did for Rogue One in episode 7? Maybe. Cody
I confirmed it below because you must.
Let's see. Cody Bratch says, stay awesome, Matt. Let's see. Oh, because they were saying goodbye. D-Man1954 says, lol, Joel, I was wondering that as well. I was just going to ask Zazabar instead.
Don't ask him. He won't answer. He'll give you no satisfying answers.
Okay, Brayton speaks the truth.
I
let's
do.
see. D-Man says, I have a question. When do I get to do another Primal Warrior Draco Azul news update? That's a good question, D-Man. I've actually been pondering this myself, and I actually wanted to wait until James Biggie is done with both the cover and the official logo for Primal Warrior Draco Azul, at which point I think it would be ready for another update, because at this point we now have a couple more pages that are colored, as well as a couple more pages that are inked to share in the video. And that, as long as you can also show off the logo and the cover, as well as the brand new Facebook page we have for Primal Warrior Draco Azul. So I think once we have the logo and cover, which will be like the main face of the product itself, I feel like that would be an appropriate time to do another news update, I believe. Just let me know what you think about that. Joseph says, wait, Hollywood is doing insectoid creatures to death? Yes, I feel like it.
They absolutely
always.
We can't get any monster nowadays without it being an insectoid, weird looking thing with legs and a weird mouth. We don't have mammalian kaiju or monsters anymore. We don't have it's all got to be like buggy alien looking things. It's a little tiring, I think. I don't know.
Okay. Cody Bratch
in my opinion.
Yeah. Cody Bratch says, question, do you think they could have done more episodes of Justice League Unlimited, or do you think they went as far as they could go? I think they could definitely have gone a lot, could have done a lot more, especially given how many characters they have in that show to potentially focus on. Yeah. Let's see. Jordan says, question, how would Shinji Ikari turned out if he was trained by the Rangers from Geki Ranger, aka Japanese Jungle Fury? If you haven't seen, then just answer how he would have turned out with Jungle Fury. I've never seen Jungle Fury outside of Linkara's history of Power Rangers, so I assume that if he's with any Power Rangers team, Shinji would turn out a lot better because he would have a much stronger support team instead of being surrounded by people who solely want to use him for their own self-interests. But then again, that's what makes Evangelion so fascinating to me on a story and character-based level. Let's see. Question. How far away are the stars? To infinity and beyond.
Yeah, that's why you got to reach for them. Keep your feet on the ground, though.
I'm Casey Kasem, and that was the Radio Top 40. Let's see. What was really funny was when I was driving down LA yesterday, I was actually listening to an advert for, like, I was actually hearing, this is Casey Kasem with the Radio Top 40, for, counting off the top 40 hits of 1982. It's like, I'm listening to the voice of a dead man advertising a radio show.
Thank God. Did you think you were stuck in limbo there for a second? Like, what if I'm dead and this is just hell?
Probably. Let's see. Question, which powers of Godzilla you found the most interesting, like things such as his regeneration or the nuclear pulse? Let's see. The regeneration aspect is very interesting and makes sense for his character. Nuclear pulse is very cool. Gives him something else to his arsenal, especially when the Heisei series, everyone has like a million beam attacks.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the purple ass laser. You know, that's my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
That's my favorite Godzilla. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. That's far less ridiculous. Yes, it's tail laser. I apologize.
You'd be surprised how many fan-made monsters...
Well, isn't it technically his ass, though? I mean, if there was an ass on Godzilla, it'd probably be his tail.
It would be above his ass.
Okay, fine. Well, it's still... Okay.
It's technically
okay.
his spine.
Right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to discount the purple laser that shoots out of his tail. I apologize. And his back. His tail and his back. He's putting on a light show. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. And D-Man. Okay, good that enjoyed that. Always down to help a friend. Very grateful for that, man. So how about this new Kong on the Planet of the Apes comic? I heard about that, but I have no idea what... Did that comic ever got released?
I don't know. It sounds interesting as hell, though.
Absolutely. I have no idea what the story is about because I haven't done any sort of follow-up whatsoever on it. I just know about the announcement, but I know next to nothing about the comic. But I'm interested as a fan of both franchises. Jordan says, question, what Heisei Kamen Rider shows have you seen and what do you think of them? I've seen Build, first 4 episodes of Build, I've seen the first episode of X-Aid, I've seen the W movie,
in conclusion,
I've seen Ryuki. I've seen 1 episode of Kamen Rider Ryuki. Pretty good from what I've seen. Has potential. And I've seen a few clips of Amazons, which I really want to see because I really like those fight sequences. But yeah, I've been more interested in checking out. Like everyone has been recommending me Kuga because I hate a lot of the current trends in modern day Kamen Rider shows, like the toyetic of the designs, the constant transformations, the belts that never shut the fuck up, and everyone's like, oh, go to Kuga. It has none of those annoying, quirky toy gimmicks. And it's like, okay, I'll go to Kuga. And I want to check out Amazons because it's like, again, they get rid of all the kiddie shit and go straight into like action and violence.
Yeah.
And I'm down for that. Let's see. Crooked question. I lied. I just wanted your attention.
Ah.
Cody says, question. Have you read the 4-issue series Kong Skull Island comics? If so, what do you think of it? I have not read them, so I cannot tell you what I think of them.
Neither have I.
Joel Davis, I just saw Godzilla 84, the original version, for the first time. I liked it. I don't love it like everyone else does, though. The suit still doesn't click for me, but it's good. I agree with you about the suits.
It's one of the more inconsistent suits, wherein that it looks great in some shots, but looks absolutely awful in others. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's quite strange.
Very true. Yeah. Let's see. D-Man, they are on issue 2 of the Kong Planet of the Apes comics. It's alright, Kong's not in it too much. Okay, I figured, because when you have someone that big and strong, you would need to find a way to write him out of the story, or keep him out of the story, otherwise I'm sure someone like him could, like, solve the problem in, like, 2 easy panels. Let's see. Question from Joe. Do you think InGen trying to use dinosaurs for military application in Jurassic World would only have worked in the movie if they were specifically using crazy predatory hybrids instead? I thought they were using crazy predatory hybrids instead.
Oh. What a confusing thing.
Let's see. Crooked. Question. Why are all of Japanese public bathrooms haunted? I don't know what kind of public bathrooms you were talking about, Crooked. I thought Japan doesn't exist.
Yeah.
What is Japan?
What is Japan? Tonight on 60 Minutes.
On
what
60
Japan?
Minutes of audio synchronicity.
Yes. I'm Mike Wallace.
This is CNN. Let's see. Question. What is your take on how a robot mechanical character should be in some fictions and genres? I always like the idea of like an Astro Boy type of character where it's one character that's trying to be human and always constantly questioning what it means to be human. Or something like the Iron Giant where a non-human mechanical entity is trying to learn what it's like to be a human or have human emotions. So yeah, that's what I always like. A character that questions humanity and wants to be involved in humanity, wants to find humanity. Speaking of mechanical characters, Adam Walford says, "Question: what you guys think about the Battle Angel Attila Battle Angel trailer? Do you saw that trailer?
I have
Brayton?
not seen that. What is this?
Okay, so there was a manga called a Battle Angel Alita, and it was a post-apocalyptic series about this robot girl with amnesia, but she's like super strong and powerful, and I guess she helps people somehow in this post-apocalyptic world. And so James Cameron has been trying to make a movie for the last 20 years, I think. And now there was the trailer that finally came out, although now it's Robert Rodriguez who's going to direct the movie with James Cameron producing it instead of directing it like he originally wanted. And so instead of Battle Angel Alita, it's called Alita Battle Angel, because it's America where our subtitles come afterwards. And everyone says, oh, okay, I'll show, if you look up the trailer, or I'll show you the design for Alita, because everyone, like, this is a live action movie, but Alita herself is CGI. Let's see.
Sounds confusing as hell. Oh, wait, no, you know what? I think I have seen this, actually. Yeah. I've seen the trailer for it.
Right, and you know the thing that everyone's complaining about.
Right, yes. Now that I know what you're talking about, I've seen this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks interesting, but I have to agree, the eyes are just way too big on her. It's freaky.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a humanoid Pixar character. It's weird.
It's
like brought into the real world.
Like, this is what happens when you put too much detail into an exaggerated character. It's like, have you ever seen those like weird realistic Mario or realistic Homer Simpson pictures?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what it looks like, where if it's exaggerated and it's not meant to look human, it's fine. But when you put too much realistic detail, then you pass it. You pass the threshold into the uncanny valley. But other than that, the rest of the story looks interesting, and also I find it peculiar that all the other robots that have human-like faces have distorted, ugly mechanical bodies. Meanwhile, she has a relatively normal body, but a more exaggerated face. And maybe like what Bill said when we talked about it on the podcast, that perhaps the reason why they have these big eyes is to give a strong indication that she is not human, no matter how normal she appears. Yeah.
It's just a bit off-putting, like from a visual standpoint to look at.
Right. Let's see. All right, D-Man had to go. Thank you very much for participating, man. Let's see. Crooked says, is Canada real?
I've questioned that many a time myself, Crooked Lore, and it's like Narnia. I'll just put it that way. And you got to go through your walk-in closet to get there. It's very complicated.
And the average kid, yes. I am thinking of something like Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot. She kind of follows that same template as Astro Boy. Let's see, Joel Davis. From what I know, Japan is about Godzilla, Star Wars influences, anime, and World War II. That's correct. If we knew Japan was an actual thing.
This should be the title. If we had titles for these episodes, what is a Japan should be the title.
Let's see.
Japan fake confirmed 2017 official checkmark circles.
Vague news.
Vague news with Andres Perez. Yes.
Let's see. Cody, is anything real? That's a good question.
Is this the real life?
Or is this
fantasy? It just fantasy?
Are we caught in a landslide?
No escape from reality?
Who knows? Let's see. Jordan, this is not a question. I've seen Ryuki, but it's all right. But the end, no spoilers. It is a bit of a cop out. but it's good. Sadly, it does have the whole toy sales go through the roof, but it's very good. Let's see. Joseph said, I meant crazy hybrids, as in trying to use the Indominus like hinted at the end. Everyone criticizes the military raptor part in JW, but if you really think about it, we've already seen that the raptors are effective killers in the JP movies, so what separates that from Weyland Yutani trying to use xenomorphs as bioweapons? So it would have worked if, in the movie, if they... and he's going to continue.
Question, is America real?
Question, do you think the plot would be... What do you think the plot would be in a movie about King Kong versus bigger King Kong? Who would out-Kong who?
Yes, always would be the answer to that question.
Yes, always. That's my answer for every versus question, King Brutal. Because versus questions are pointless. Because the winner is whoever the writer deems it to be.
Yeah.
Let's see. I also I believe Japan refers to an Eastern cleaning product that was banned in 1953 for containing dangerous levels of mercury.
Oh my god.
Japan confirmed.
Illuminati Japan confirmed.
Let's see. And Crooked tried to beat you to the punch. Is America real?
No, I was reading his comment.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Shazam. Let's see.
A lot of people wish it wasn't.
Let's see. So dinosaurs, being able to use dinosaurs as weapons. I always thought that was stupid because it's impossible to control dinosaurs because they're wild killing machines. It's like trying to... And also, it's difficult. How can you use dinosaurs against fucking guns and tanks? It's like sending a tiger into fucking Afghanistan. It's not.
You can't really teach a raptor how to use a machine gun. You can't really. I don't know.
Yeah. And again, that's why using raptors is stupid, I think. But if you had like a heavily armored Indominus Rex with like pads and armor and maybe laser scopes or something, I don't know.
freaking lasers on top of their heads, Andres.
Yeah, if you had that, then you might be going somewhere. It's silly, but that's the closest thing it can make it work. Let's see. Cody says, open your eyes, look up in the sky. Oh, okay. I'm just a poor boy. I need no sympathy. Average kid. Question, what character from fiction, in your opinion, defies fear? Daredevil. He's the man without fear.
Yeah.
Question, anime about aliens and predators? Okay.
Sure, why not?
Let's see. Joel Davis. I like to call Ghidorah the three-headed monster a better version of Batman versus Superman before BVS. If you think about it, it really is. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, because it's literally two monsters fighting each other until you have the Peacekeeper coming in and all three of them team up against an ugly monster from space.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Never thought about it like that.
Neither have I, but now my eyes have been opened.
The truth has been revealed.
Let's see. So, all right, so it looks like we've reached the end of the comments section. So I think it's about time to start wrapping things up. So within the next minutes, these will be the last questions we will be answering. Joel Davis says, I like to call Ghidorah... Oh, yeah, we already answered that. Question, how about The Last Starfighter as an anime? Never seen it, but I know the premise of The Last Starfighter. Yeah, I think it can work as an anime.
Yeah,
Crooked Lord says, to be fair, nothing scarier I can think of than a white guy riding a T-Rex yelling racial slurs.
Pretty scary.
Yeah, absolutely. And so is the T-Rex.
Yes, both. Equally scary, I would say.
Whatever.
It hurt the poor T-Rex. They're the same size, honey. When he moves, your water shakes. Oh, we may have gone too far in a few places. He's a funnier character than we've ever had before.
Yeah, he's a racist. He's a more racist character than we've had before.
Yeah, I don't believe his CGI. He looks totally out of place in any environment.
Oh God!
He's gonna drop us into a rancor pit. Andres, we better be careful. Let's move on.
Do you think Godzilla has any fear? I don't think so, to be honest. I think usually whenever Godzilla is approached by the concept of death, it only makes him more pissed off.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what happens when he faces off against what is essentially the devil himself, while his body itself is on the brink of death. He just goes all, "Fuck you, I'm taking you down with me, asshole."
Yeah. Driven more by anger and I don't know, pride than fear, I would say.
Definitely. Let's see. King Brutal says, "Happy New Year. Have a glorious one, guys." Thank you very much, dude.
Thank you.
Thank you for your hilarious and sarcastic comments. Especially if you are who I think you are. Let's see.
Who sent you? No.
Who sent you? Let's see. Adam Walford says there were Dino Warrior cartoons back in the 80s. Yeah, I think there was a toy line about that. Let's see. The white guy yelling racial slurs riding a T-Rex was the final boss in Turok Evolution. I'm not kidding. I somehow believe you are kidding. Whatever. Okay, so it looks like we are about at the end. I'll be taking down this image right here. As you can see, it's all three of the Atomic Rex trilogy. Atomic Rex, Wrath of the Polar Yeti, and Atomic Rex Conquest of Chimera, which you can actually get it. You would, if you read Atomic Rex Conquest of Chimera, you can actually get this, a shout out of yours truly within the last Atomic Rex book.
Ooh.
And potentially another shout out at an upcoming project that Matt and I may do in the near future.
Much excitement.
So, anyways, looks like we are about to wrap up right now. Let's see, how many people are watching? 8. Wow, we managed to retain. I don't know what was the highest.
I kept seeing 12 and 13 a lot of the times.
Nice. Okay, so we had a really nice turnout. We had a lot of comments here. Thank you very much, everybody, once again for participating. I had an amazing time, as always, being able to do another episode of Audio Synchronicity. I can't wait to see what sort of highlight Brayton may want to do from this episode.
Yes, I need to do one for the last one, too. So there's going to be twofold of highlights.
Yes, absolutely. So, and of course, I wouldn't be able to do this without my dear friend Brayton. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure being able to do this with you, man.
Absolutely, I look forward to this every month. This is like my highlight of the month. So this is a blast to do, and I can't wait to do more of them in the coming year.
Absolutely, and a huge shout out to our dear friend Matt Denian, who I had the pleasure of doing multiple collaborations throughout the last several months. And even started a new series of film noir reviews as yet another sub-series on my channel. So thank you very much, everybody, for participating. Thank you so much for all the love and support you have given me throughout the years. Whether you're a brand new subscriber or you're someone who's just tuning in, or if you're someone who has been here since the very beginning. I appreciate every single one of you, and I really hope that you guys will be able to enjoy everything that we have planned for you guys in the future, be it new movie reviews, new podcasts, new interviews, so much more, so much of that and more. Be on the lookout next in the ensuing days, where I will hopefully be uploading another episode of the Shoe Watch podcast, in which I will be interviewing Raptor Gear, a kaiju artist you may know on DeviantArt under the title of Winter and Gaia. He's a friend of Denny and I's, and I had a great time talking to him. So it's a very big, long podcast about almost 2.5 hours. We had a lot of fun talking about a bunch of subjects. Meanwhile, you can check out the Facebook page for Primal Warrior Draco Azul to get all the latest updates on my current comic book project if you are so interested. And you can check out D-Man1954's channel so you can check out his video where I revealed the first couple of pages, fully finished colored pages of the comic, as well as a synopsis and concept art behind all of the characters. So
they're pretty damn sweet. It's going to be exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to it.
So thank you very much, everybody. Once again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and I'll see you all again in 2018. So until next time, everybody, I have been Andres Perez, aka Kaiju Noir.
I'm Brayton, and you can look out for Waffle Man coming, a new radio drama coming to a internet server near you in the future, and more things possibly from my channel. And I am Brayton, and I hope you all have a wonderful new year. And it's been a wild ride, this 2017. Let's hope 2018 holds more surprises, more eventful enjoyment, and more podcasts. So, yes.
Always. Until next time, everybody, take care.